presented by your local Toyota dealer. Happy Saturday. After a solid win in the Sunshine State last night, the Atlanta Braves are back for more in South Florida. We got game 2 of this 3-game series. Major League Baseball celebrates Armed Forces Day today. Thank you to all the men and women who have served or are serving our nation. The Atlanta Braves have now won 7 of their last 8 games in Miami, looking to make it 8 of 9. It's going to be a fun one at Lone Depot Park, and it all starts right now on Bally Sports. Welcome into Bally Sports Studios. Lauren Jabara here with Peter Moylan. This is Braves Live. We saw an awesome win last night for the Atlanta Braves. Now they're on to game 2. Everything's kind of coming together now, though, the next 9 games against NL East opponents.
Look, it looks like we're heading in the right direction, and I know we said that a little bit last year as well, but it does. We're seeing more consistent play, which is exactly what we need from these guys on all facets. You know, we're talking about pitching, starting to find their way. The bullpen's obviously found their way. Now the offense comes, okay? Marcell Ozuna last night, Dansby Swanson last night, Travis d'Arnaud last night, lots of home runs, lots of hard hits, 9 hits total. So that's what we want to see from these guys. You know, we're so used to seeing it from this team for so long, and it's just, there's an air of frustration that builds up when you know that the team can play a certain way and you're just not seeing it from them. So I think the series in Milwaukee was a nice little turnaround, a nice win yesterday, get another one today, secure the series, and then we can move on. The
Braves hadn't won a game 1 in a series in 4 consecutive series until yesterday. So it's good to get it going for them in Miami, and we loved what we saw last night. Charlie Morton, great pitching. Night shift, great. Offensively, 3 home runs, and then defense to back it up.
Yeah, look, the Ozuna was so good last night, and he's been swinging a really hot bat. Dansby turned on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball, which was up and in, and Travis turned on this. It was 112 miles an hour off the bat. I said it last night, but when he's healthy, Travis DeMeritt makes his catch out in right field. That's going to save Spencer Strider in that inning, and then A.J. Minter and Will Smith come in and close it down. Exactly what you want to see from this team, especially heading into this long run of 17 straight games, 10 of which are going to be against our division rivals, which we need to take advantage of, and we took the right step yesterday.
The destiny is in their own hands. The guy that's leading the offense, offensively. Words are hard sometimes, you guys. The guy that's leading the offense, Marcell Ozuna, he's on a casual 7-game hit streak, and right now has homers in each of the last 3 games, looking for 4 in a row.
I actually went back and looked at his numbers. I forgot how good he was in 2020 when he finished 6th in the MVP. When this guy gets hot, he can be as hot as anyone. And I don't want to take away the fact that Acuna's now back in the lineup too, which maybe allows Marcell to relax a little bit. I mean, he's been doing this for a long, long time. He's been doing it against the Marlins. He's been doing it against a lot of teams. We've witnessed it. When he was with the Marlins, we got to face him so often. But this is the kind of guy, as I said, if he can get hot, he can carry this team. One thing that hasn't changed at all throughout the whole year and throughout his whole career is the amount of barrels he hits and the amount of hard hits he does. Now, what does that say? If the results aren't there, you can look at what your metrics are. You look at the swing, okay, well, at least I'm squaring the ball up and I'm hitting the ball as hard as I want to. If you're getting little chinky hits and you're not swinging the ball great, then you don't feel as confident. But if you're squaring it up, you feel great.
And he's looking at who's on the bump tonight. It's Hernandez. His career against Hernandez, he's batting .545 with 6 singles. Paul Bird chatted with him a little bit ago about what's working for his game right now. Take a listen.
You got your swing going, 3 home runs in the last 3 games, 7-game hitting streak. What's been the difference?
The difference is being like working on my hands, be on time and ready to swing. That's what I was prepared last 4 weeks ago. Then I get a slump on that and feel like I jump in too much, and don't swing a good pitch and let the pitch in the middle, like don't swing, take it too much, and it was like thinking too much as a hitter. So right now it's like going clean, swing everything, and if the pitch is there, swinging, don't stop.
Really great game tonight. You made a catch up against the wall. You were pretty animated after that. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I feel good, you know, on that one, because if he hit that homer, it's a tight game. So as soon as I catch that, I say, okay, now we're going.
Look like you're having fun again in that dugout after the homer. You got all the handshakes down.
Always we have fun, and we unit right now. So I think we're gonna be good to the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
It's really good to see him get going, and those handshakes, you love to see it when guys are having fun.
Everybody's got to have a secret handshake. That's when you know the team's gelling.
Should we come up with ours during the game today, and we'll have it for post-game, or what?
We'll see.
Well, another guy that has a lot of handshakes with the guys, Dansby Swanson, who had a home run last night, but has also been making some solid defensive plays over the last few games.
There was a little bit of an uncharacteristic run for him there where he was making a couple of errors, but he's turned it around. Look at these 25 games since April 22nd, 277 average. The OPS is huge right there. 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. What you see with Dansby is a lot of the times it's a progression of his swing. Early in the season, you see a lot of swings and misses and a lot of strikeouts. People start to get alarmed, they start to worry. Dansby comes back. Then he starts to foul balls off and starts hitting the ball a little bit to the right side. But when Dansby's squaring balls up, going up the middle, and when he's able to turn his hands like he did the last couple of times to hit those fast balls that are up and in, then he becomes a complete player. And I guarantee you there is 29 teams out there right now that would love to be able to pencil in Dansby Swanson in that 7, 8, 9 slot and have him play the premier defense that he does every single night.
It's good to get the bottom of the lineup going like that, too, in terms of him offensively. And I know the guys in the locker room or the clubhouse really feel the same way about it, too. And they caught up with Paul Bird yesterday about what they've seen from Dansby Swanson.
Here with Austin Riley and Dansby Swanson. I got no question for you, but we're doing a segment on your buddy and what kind of defense he plays. Ooh. What's it like playing next to him at short? What do you appreciate so much?
It's really impressive. Being over there, it's incredible. You know, like I said, I'm over there, and balls that get hit to me, they're just out of reach. I'm like, oh, let me get through, and next thing you know, he's snagging it and making it out. So, no, the value, you know, in his defense, what he brings to the team, it's irreplaceable, and it's fun to watch.
He gets after it every day. That's my big thing about him. He works on it. I mean, we all do our work with Wash, but he works on his defense every single day, and that's the way he goes about his business, taking care of his defense and shortstop for us.
He's one of the best defenders and one of the better defensive shortstops I've ever played with. So to be able to know that if anything kind of comes into his vicinity, he's going to be able to scoop it up and make a play for you. It just makes it that much easier for you to make your pitch and trust your defense behind you.
Can you plug your ears? I'm going to say something really nice about you real quick, just like Dansby did.
That's a tough ask to have someone ask a question while the other person's standing there, but good on him. Look, I played with Andrelton Simmons as well, who's considered one of the best shortstops of the last 10, 15 years, and Dansby's may not have the same range, but he gets to those balls and he makes almost every single play. It's fun to watch.
Toss the ball to me.
Okay. We're
going to toss it to break right here on Braves Live. We'll be right back after breaking down the guys on the bump. Kyle Wright pitching for the Atlanta Braves tonight. He had an incredible month of April and a solid start in his last start against the Padres. We'll tell you all about it on the flip side. Braves Live is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. By Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it. And by Marietta Toyota. It's better in Marietta. Back here for Braves Live, the Atlanta Braves getting set for game 2 of 3 against the Miami Marlins in South Florida. As we take a look at our Comcast Business pitching matchup. Kyle Wright on the bump for the Braves going against Hernandez. Now, Kyle Wright defeated the Marlins back on April 22nd in Atlanta, tossed 6 scoreless innings in a 3-0 Braves win. He struck out a career-high 11 guys in that contest. Now, Pete, we all love reliving incredible moments, and that's exactly what Game 4 of the World Series was. Let's look at Kyle Wright and the amazing performance he had to put the Braves within 1 game of clinching it all.
Field. This one's heading back towards the wall. This ball is gone! It's tied up on a solo homer by Dansby Swanson.
I feel like my at-bat, I feel like it just kind of gave like some belief and kind of switched the momentum a little bit. And then Soler obviously doing what he does.
That's hit well to deep left field. Back there towards the wall. Alvarez leaps it. That is not in the ballpark. Double trouble. Back to back. Dansby and Jorge.
But I think the unsung hero in that game is Kyle, right? Because without his performance, you know, coming in the first and getting those outs and throwing another 4 innings or so, that to me was like what really got us to where we needed to get to.
2-2.
I was trying to do my part. I had struggled a lot throughout early in the year. You know, I had 2 starts in the big leagues, and They were both pretty bad, to be honest with you. So I think for me, I just wanted to just fill my role. I feel like I was capable at that time. I knew I could help the team win if I just trusted my stuff and pitched to my abilities, and I feel like I was able to do that.
I remember there was a point, it was like first and third, maybe with 2 outs, and Craney came out to the mound, and he just looked at Kyle and said, if you just get us out of this inning without them scoring another run, we're going to win this game.
Gonzalez pops it into left. Rosario is there.
So that's really all I wanted to do, was just do my part and ultimately for me get it to the back end of the bullpen and let those guys do the rest.
That was really the key moment that everyone forgets about, is how good his performance was in that game.
Ooh, that gives me goosebumps. You said you have goosebumps too
Every
under your...
single time they show a video of the World Series, I absolutely lose it under my suit. It's unbelievable.
It really is awesome. It really is awesome. He pitched incredible in that game, 75 pitches, 3 punch-outs. It was great to see. It really was.
He's just grown so much since that time too. He's just leaps and bounds. It's not even, I don't even know if that was the one moment that kicked him into gear, or whether it was the Craney visit or whatever it was, but whatever it was, he's learned from it, and he's prepared. He's able to prepare himself. They're able to come up with a plan, and they're able to execute that plan. We're basically just holding on for the most of his starts before this one. But then you go to his last start, and the numbers don't even give it justice. He went 4 no-hit innings, and then he got into a little bit of trouble with some uncharacteristic bad defense from the Bravos, and next thing you know, he's given up 3 runs. But again, every single time Kyle Wright goes out there, he gives you an opportunity to win the ball game, and that's all you can ask from a starting pitcher, especially with the history that we've had from Kyle. But I'm no longer, we don't talk about old Kyle Wright anymore because of all the adjustments that he's made. The interesting part will be, and as we see him go through lineups and teams a couple of times, and as they make adjustments, as I touched on earlier, it's not just a fastball curveball or it's a sinker slider. He's got 4 or 5 ways that he can get you out, but it doesn't just mean that he has to face you one time and go through that way. He can change the way that he approaches you every single at bat. And in a hitter's mind, okay, he attacked me one way at the first at bat. Is he going to do the same thing? Oh, well, maybe he's going to go with that sinker slider combo again. It's endless opportunities for him. And when Travis or Williams behind the dish, it doesn't matter. They've got so many options.
And one of the things that he said after Game 4 of that World Series that changed him in that game was the visit to the mound by Rick Kranitz. Rick Kranitz caught up with Paul Byrd a little bit ago. Let's hear what he had to say about Wright.
Paul Byrd here with pitching coach Rick Kranitz in Miami. I've got to ask you, you've seen a lot of young pitchers, been around for a long time. When you see a Kyle Wright develop, what kind of satisfaction does that give you as a coach?
Well, there's nothing better, right? There's nothing better than to see somebody, you know, a young pitcher actually kind of start to figure it out, you know, and generally, you know, I mean, we've seen, you know, throughout this game, we've all seen guys with great stuff, and they hang around for a year and a half, if that, and next thing you know, they're gone, right? Because they can't quite figure it out. So it's really nice to see him figure it out, be comfortable in his own skin, you know, and be comfortable on the mound, which you have to be, you know, and just trusting yourself, right? So that's all I ask, right? I just want him to trust who they are, and he looks good. I'm happy for him, for sure.
Last one, I got to know, because I never experienced this as a pitcher. What is Rick Kranitz like when he goes out to the mound in a tough situation? What do you tell your guy on the hill?
It depends. You know, yesterday, or 2 days ago, I felt like Max needed a little bit of a jolt to kind of get him, you know, going a little bit. So it wasn't anything crazy, but just firm. Usually it's encouragement. Usually it's, you know, sometimes they feel like they're out there and they're all by themselves, right? So I love the fact that Dansby comes in, always has encouragement, always generally says, "Get me the ball," you know. So it's more about, you know, just executing what you're doing. You're going to be okay. Worry about one out. Don't worry about anything else. Get the one guy out. And a lot of times that'll work. If you do that, great things happen.
Absolutely love it. Rick Kranitz in Miami with some stuff you can't get on a computer. Encouragement, suggestions as a pitching coach, always in their corner.
Thanks so much, Bernie. Appreciate it. Stuff you can't get on the computer. And from not a former pitcher to a former pitcher, this leads us perfectly into our Delta Ask the Analyst question. Yeah. I'm sure you didn't need many of these back in your day, because you're just phenomenal at everything you do. But what was one of your most memorable mound visits? Do you have a story for us?
I do. It's funny. It's not actually even a coach coming out. It's when a player came out. Brian McCann came out to the mound. It was 2007. I remember it like it was yesterday. Early on in the season, and I'd made the adjustment in spring training where I wanted to take it back a little bit and just try and throw more strikes and get the ball to do what it was going to do. Some kind of, anyway, nonsense. Brian McCann comes out, looks me dead in the eye and says, "Peter, aren't you the guy that used to throw 95 miles an hour?" And I looked at him and I said, "Yeah, I am." And he goes, "Well, let's see that stuff then." I stepped back on the mound, I got out there, and then obviously my career has ended up where it is. But I'm not going to say that he absolutely shaped my career, but he may have shaped that year for sure. Brian McCann, I thank you, my friend.
Well, you need to change your Twitter bio, because right now it said once threw a fastball that's 90 miles an hour. You need to add an extra 5 on there. Give yourself a little credit, Pete, okay?
If I put my top velocity in there, it'll be a lot harder than that. Don't worry.
Time for our next break here on Braves Live. Coming up after we dig a little bit deeper into this NL East matchup. Game 2 of a 3-game series coming up. We break it all down for you next. Don't go anywhere. Braves Live is presented by your local Toyota dealer. Welcome back to Bally Studios. The Atlanta Braves gearing up for Game 2 at Lone Depot Park against NL East rival, the Miami Marlins. Let's talk for a second about one of Peter's favorite topics, the bullpen. The night shift showing up and showing out last night. 4 guys, 3 strikeouts. What was it? 3 2/3 innings pitched. They got it done.
We asked the question last night, what happens without Madsick, and we found out exactly what's going to happen. It's not going to be the automatic bullpen that we had last year, but there are options out there. And I went back and had a look. We got McHugh that got away with a couple of mistakes, but that's going to happen as well. And then, as I said, Will Smith was able to come in. Minter was unbelievable last night. Strider was insane last night. These guys are picking it up. As I said, it's not going to be the same guys, but you have flexibility out there. And you have 60 years of experience in that bullpen to draw from, too. So it's not just the young bucks.
And one moment that stood out to us all, Spencer Strider showing not only his pitching skills, but also the fact that he's quite possibly an All-American track athlete, chasing down Aguilar back to third. How many times have you done that in your career?
Never done it. I don't have the athleticism to do it, but you see how far back Riley is, and if Aguilar's going to get that far down, I don't mind this at all. If you might be able to beat him. If he trips over, or if he trips over a shoelace and falls down, he's a big man, likes to have a lot of fun. Maybe he does it on purpose. Strider can go over there and give him a nice tag. We're out of the inning. You got to find ways to help yourself out any way you can.
Strider showing off his running stride as well as his awesome pitching that he had last game. Time for our final break here on Braves Live. Coming up after, we can't end without Pete's Ford keys to the game. We'll be back with that. Hopefully that guy can get another bomb tonight. Don't go anywhere. Braves Live is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Welcome back to Braves Live. First pitch only a few minutes away. The Atlanta Braves going up against the Miami Marlins. Game 2 of this 3-game series, and we can't get it going without Peter's Ford keys to the game. What we got?
We have to continue with these good approaches at the plate. They've had some really good at-bats right the way through Milwaukee. Didn't get the results there, obviously, but yesterday, some really, really good. 9 hits yesterday with 3 home runs. I don't expect home runs every single night, but those approaches need to stay the same. 9
hits, 3 home runs. Another guy that hit a home run that's not here, Trevor Scales. We want to give him a big congratulations. He got married last night. Trev, we love you guys. We're thinking of you. Hope you have a great wedding weekend. Can't wait. Can't wait to see the photos come out of that weekend. It's going to be awesome. Congrats, Trev. All right, that's it for us here on Braves Live. We have Game 2 of a 3-game set in the Sunshine State starting right now. The Braves wanting to continue that momentum from last night, bring a little extra fire to Miami. Chip Carey, Frenchie, and BJ coming up next. We got the Marlins and your Braves. Summer's here.
Of Atlanta, Valley Sports South, and Valley Sports Southeast, the heart of the fan.
Morton blows him away. Swing and a miss. Carved him up with the curve. She is gone. Marcell Ozuna hits a 2-out, 2-run homer. He goes yard. Dansby Swanson. Swing and a drive. Darno bombs away for the Braves. Line drive caught by Ozzie in the shift. And De La Cruz really hot. To the warning track at the wall. He's got it. Colin McHugh 2-2 is there, and the Braves have won it. Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. From the magical city of Miami, it's Game 2 of 3 under the dome here at Lone Depot Park. The Braves and Marlins meet in the middle game of our 3-game series. Braves bats were booming last night. Kyle Wright hopes that continues in Game 2 as he'll face Marlins right-hander Eliezer Hernandez. Hi again, friends. Chip, Jeff, BJ, great to be back with you. Braves bats booming last night. 3 homers, a 5-3 win. BJ a chance to win the first road series of the year tonight with a victory. And you know the homers are coming. Hopefully that continues.
No doubt about it. The home runs are here for the Braves. And on this road trip, they have been fantastic. Look at the last 20 games, 29 home runs, 3 last night, 6 on this road trip. The long ball has finally come, and at a consistent rate. But the man who has come through in the last 3 games, Marcell Ozuna, 3 straight home runs. Hopefully tonight we'll see a 4th in consecutive games.
And another win for Kyle Wright, Jeff, who's been on a great roll for the Braves all year. May's been a little tough for him, but maybe the Marlins a team that'll get him turned around.
Yeah, I think so. Look, Kyle Wright, Max Fried have been outstanding this whole year. Charlie Morton, Ian Anderson off to a little bit of rough starts. Now, all of a sudden, the starting rotation is starting to take off. All 4 of those guys have been outstanding. Only the Brewers have a lower ERA in the NL over the last week. Tucker Davidson took that 5th spot, had a big start. But again, tonight going back, Kyle Wright's been a guy that's been really consistent all year, and he's been so good. And look, if you're going to sweep a series, you got to win the 2nd game, and that's tonight.
Yeah, Braves won last night. Try to make it 2 in a row in Miami tonight behind Kyle Wright as we continue at Lone Depot Park here in sunny South Florida. Paul Bird will join us for the broadcast tonight. He'll break down the remarkable resurgence of Mr. Kyle Wright, who's got the ball for the Braves in Game 2. That and more as we continue from Miami next.
Order in the app for half-price cheeseburger.
1 Sonic cheeseburger coming right up. I got the ketchup.
Putting on the pickles.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Synovus, the bank that helps you get there, and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. Never mix drinking and driving.
Welcome back to Miami, everybody. Braves here. 2nd game of a 3-game set. They won Game 1, and as you can tell, Billy the Marlin is excited that we are here. Good stuff in Miami. Braves fans everywhere. There is moments in a young pitcher's career where they can say they'll never forget it, and they can say that they grew up, such as the case for Kyle Wright last year in the World Series Game 4, drafted in 2017. He was rushed to the majors, according to himself, Snit, and others, and he didn't really get a chance to know himself and find himself. But after a full year of seasoning in AAA, he was called on in Game 4 of that World Series, and it was a night he will never forget. And one of the best 2 minutes that we have cut all year long, an incredible video capturing that moment.
This one's heading back towards the wall. This ball is gone! It's tied up on a solo homer by Dansby Swanson.
I feel like my bat, I feel like it just kind of gave like some belief and kind of switched some momentum a little bit. And then Soler obviously doing what he does.
Hit well to deep left field. Back there towards the wall. Alvarez leaps and that is out of the ballpark. Double trouble. Back to back. Dansby and Jorge.
But I think the unsung hero in that game is Kyle, right? Because without his performance, you know, coming in the first and getting those outs and throwing another 4 innings or so, that to me was like what really got us to where we needed to get to.
2-2.
I was trying to do my part. I had struggled a lot throughout the early in the year. You know, I had 2 starts in the big leagues, and they were both pretty bad, to be honest with you. So I think for me, I just wanted to just fill my role. I feel like I was capable at that time. I knew I could help the team win if I just trusted my stuff and pitched to my abilities, and I feel like I was able to do that.
I remember there was a point, it was like first and third, maybe with 2 outs, and Craney came out to the mound, and he just looked at Kyle and said, if you just get us out of this inning without them scoring another run, we're going to win this game.
Gonzalez pops it into left. Rosario is there.
So that's really all I wanted to do was just do my part and ultimately for me get it to the back end of the bullpen and let those guys do the rest.
That was really the key moment that everyone forgets about is how good his performance was in that game.
If that video does not get you fired up, I can't help you. Kyle Wright, you see the curveball percentage. A big reason that he has gotten better is learning who he is and reverting back to what he did at Vanderbilt, 35% curves in 2022. Man, those guys from Vanderbilt can really talk, can't they? And side note, special shout out to Rick Kranitz, who always seems to say the right thing. Kyle Wright on the hill tonight in Miami. If you want to sweep a series, you got to win game 1, game 2, and game 3. Game 2 tonight, you don't want to miss it.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Nice crowd filing into Lone Depot Park for the middle game of our series between the Braves and the Marlins. It is Cuban Heritage Night here in Miami. Big festive crowd, great pregame ceremony as the Braves and Fighting Fish meet for the 5th time here in 2022. The Marlins will take the field in their alternate uniforms. The Braves hope to continue slugging away. That was a fun game last night. Atlanta with 3 homers and a 5-3 win. Ronald Acuna Jr., fit as a fiddle, back in the lineup. Atop the pile for the Braves, he'll be the DH again on the Toyota starting 9. Marcell Ozuna, a long hitting streak. He's homered in 3 straight. And William Contreras will get the start behind the plate for the Braves. With the day game tomorrow, you figured Travis d'Arnaud will be back there as the Braves and Fish wrap up the series. Meanwhile, guys, we take aim at Eliezer Hernandez, who's had a tough time of it and has had a very tough time of it historically against the Braves.
Eliezer, 4-pitch guy, 4-seam slider guy, 40% 4-seam, 36% slider. He will mix in some changeups to left-handers and right-handers, but he has struggled so far this year, guys. Throws about 90, 92 miles an hour. You better have some serious command with that speed.
So, Jeff, with that in mind, what are the Ford keys for the Braves to win their first road series of the year with a victory tonight?
We came out last night, 5 runs in the first 3 innings and then nothing for the next 6. We talk how important, guys, tack on runs are. We got to add on. When you hit them early today, keep it going. Make it an easier game for that bullpen at the end. And for Kyle Wright, remember April. In April, he was 3-0 with a 1.13. Hasn't been awful in May, but he went against April 22nd against the Fish. He went 6 innings and got a career high 11 strikeouts against this Marlins team. It's a good matchup for him. He watched Charlie Morton pitch last night.
I love what Brian had to say in our opening comments a moment ago about the home runs. Ronald Acuna Jr., as you know, loves hitting in this ballpark. That's our Zaxby's indescribably good play. BJ, how about a leadoff homer for Ronald tonight? Wouldn't that be nice?
You know what? I'll take a double just like last night and see Albies drive him into Ozuna. But, man, that would be great to start this game off with a long ball. We haven't seen it out of Ronald in a while. So hopefully tonight might be the night.
Well, you've got the right guy on the mound. That's the one big blemish for Hernandez this year. He's allowed 10 homers in 33 2/3 innings of work. So let's see if the Braves can play long ball again tonight. As Ronald ready to go to start tonight's game. He fires the first pitch into the stands to the right side, and we are indeed underway. Great catch by a Braves fan off to our right. No balls and a strike for Acuna. Another good game for Ronald last night. Had a couple of hits. Stole a base, scored a run. He was everywhere on the base paths again. And didn't get that. It's 0-2.
It's been so amazing coming back from a knee injury. He's 7 for 7 in stolen bases. Wow, he's sending a message over to Snit saying, I am ready.
Hernandez wants to work quickly here out of the modified windup. The pitch floats off the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The plan is for Ronald to DH this entire series. The Braves in the middle of a stretch of 17 straight games without a day off. They want to try to monitor workload on the artificial surface for Ronald. The pitch is popped up a mile high. He flips the bat in anger. He thought he had a pitch to hit. And Jazz Chisholm at second puts that away for out number 1. Guillermo Heredia has a new eyeglass prescription, right, Paul?
Got Birdie's glasses.
Paul can't even see his mic without those glasses right now.
I was lost for a while, guys, but you know, Birdie needs glasses to harass the other team. I'm all for it.
What a team player Birdie is.
You're so selfless, Paul. We love it. Here's Matt Olson, 1 out, bases empty, and didn't get that. Strike 1.
No, guys.
Matt 0 for 3 last night, a couple of walks. And that skips up there. It's an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have done good work here in Miami. They've won 7 of their last 8 games in the Marlins domed stadium. Jumped all over him with 3 runs in the first inning last night. Their first 3-run first inning of the season, and that's an important stat to remember. We've talked about it all year. When Brian Snitker's club scores first, they usually win. The Braves are 15-3 when they plate the game's first run.
I think Matt has struggled a little bit with his fighting that front side from flying open. That bat's kind of dragging. He's a little bit late.
And was there, and Hernandez strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down. And Marcell Ozuna's coming up. Marcel's on a nice tear. He's got a 7-game hitting streak, and he's hit a homer in 3 consecutive games. He too, Jeff, was a man that was fighting that side opening too quickly. Looks like he started to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think at the same time too, he's been a little bit more patient, and he's getting balls that he wants to go on, which is more in the inner half. And you see those numbers against Hernandez, 6 for 11.
Big shift on for Miami, and there's a breaking ball, a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he's been struggling on that inside pitch, but lately he is starting to crush that pitch. Now guys are starting to make the adjustment, throwing them sliders away.
That one just missed. It's an even count for the Braves left fielder Marcell Ozuna. 8 homers, 19 RBIs for him, a .224 average. He bats with the bases empty here in the first inning. And off the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's find out who's been hot. Brought to you by Texas Pete. As we mentioned, Marcell on a nice hitting run.
Yeah, and he wanted to keep Austin Riley in that 4-hole, so he switched Marcell and Ozzie. Tonight's the 2nd start of the season for him, batting 3rd. 301 career hitter in the 3-hole.
Well, how about Hernandez? Didn't throw hard, but boy, was that effective. A couple of strikeouts swinging from Olson and Ozuna. And the Braves are out in order, 1-2-3 in a scoreless top half of the first. 1-2-3 in the first inning. Chisholm atop Don Mattingly's Toyota starting lineup. The Marlins enter play tonight 17-21 on the year. They're a real streaky team. They have had some real good offensive flourishes, but when they struggle to score like last night, they have real big problems supporting what has been an excellent starting pitching staff. And they're running into Kyle Wright guys who absolutely dominated them back in Atlanta the first time the Braves and Marlins met.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he faces these guys a second time, because so much video out there. You know, you have so many strikeouts that first game. These guys are looking to make some adjustments.
You said it. They've struggled. They're 5-13 in May. Got the worst record in MLB in the month of May. So it's a team that wants to get it straightened out, but a good matchup for Kyle.
Jazz Chisholm was hitless last night. 7 homers, 27 driven in for him. And Wright ready with his first pitch of the night, and it's up and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I really like this young man. He's a superstar.
Plays with a lot of energy.
Yeah. It reminds you of Ronald Acuna.
Yeah.
Jazz out of the Bahamas. And a fixture atop the Marlins lineup card, and that's off the umpire behind the plate.
Oh.
Jansen Visconti got nailed with that foul ball and right off the knee, and he's hobbled. That caught him flush and then bounced back toward the pitcher's mound, and Visconti,
Man.
hands on knees, took a straight shot off the bat of Jazz Chisholm.
He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he is. Looked like that totally missed the shin guard.
Or a direct hit.
Well, sometimes, you know, for those umpires, the shin guard's just maybe below that, a little bit of the kneecap.
Now think about this. The umpire, unlike the catchers, doesn't get a half inning off. He's got to crouch behind the plate for 200, 300 pitches a night. And as this one goes on, even with that shin guard, that knee is not going to feel real good. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue. He's trying to walk it off. But imagine taking a sledgehammer to your patella.
Well, that's the thing. You know that didn't just hit. That had to hit some bone or part of his skin, too, because the way he went down.
I got a smile out of it.
Yeah, because somebody said, I'm glad that wasn't me.
Exactly. That'll make you gun shy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, I'd like to see Kyle Wright be playing catch here. He and Dansby Swanson.
They'll give him a minute to throw a couple, I would think, if he wants it.
He's standing and making sure Jansen's all right. He's going to try to stay in the game, but you can see him noticeably limping behind the plate. Just an unlucky direct hit to the right knee of the home plate umpire, Jansen Visconti.
I think that's a good point, Chip. It's going to be interesting as it goes on to see. Keep bending, keep bending.
Yep.
Well, if I'm the umpire, I'm telling Jazz, you better swing at everything right here.
That's the danger of working in the slot, as they call it, between the hitter and the catcher to get a look at that inside corner. That knee is exposed. And Chisholm is down on strikes. High fastball got him. And Kyle Wright's night is off to a good start. A swing and a miss, 1 out.
What a beautiful pitch. Way to get Jazz is that pitch right there. Climb the ladder. You better get it up there, though. If you don't miss up, he makes you pay. Good pitch by Kyle. Now, this is the guy that we have to find a way to get out.
You know what Garrett Cooper's lifetime batting average against the Braves is?
It's got to be above 350 or so.
It's 330.
Yeah.
With 3 homers and 19 RBIs. He came in last night and ripped an extra base hit. There was a late shakeup to the Marlins starting 9 today. Jesus Aguilar was originally in the starting lineup, but he was pulled. And they moved Cooper up to the number 2 spot. Soler batting third as their DH. And that's off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, it was funny what you said yesterday. You told Mattingly, how is this guy not in the lineup? And he said he was struggling. And Jeff, what did you say to him?
This is why you put him in there and get him going. You know it, PJ. You had a couple teams in the big leagues when you just knew when they showed up or you went to their place, I'm about to get hot.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike from Kyle Wright. And now it's 3-1 to Garrett Cooper. That's out of play foul. It's a full count. That's into the upper deck.
Looks like Kyle's trying to get command of that sinker. Throwing a lot of them to Cooper.
Well, he's battled back to a full count. Let's see what he comes up with here with the bases empty. off his thumbs and into the seat right side. Good velocity for Kyle Wright. He's got a plus fastball, as you know. That curveball has been terrific for him most of the season. The way we describe him is Charlie Morton 2.0. Very similar pitching style.
Definitely taking a page out of his book.
The full count pitch. And he launched him inside on the appeal. Cooper will take first. That's the game's first base runner, a one-out walk, and that'll bring up Jorge Soler.
Talk about Kyle making some adjustments. Well, he threw a lot of curveballs the first time round. Right there on Cooper, I don't think he threw one curveball.
Yeah, and look, I don't mind it. I think it's like anything, BJ. I like when a guy comes out like him, throws as many fastballs the first time through the lineup as you can. That way, the second time, you really got that curveball that they haven't seen yet.
Soler hit a mammoth homer here last night, and he is on a tear this homestand for the Marlins. 7 hits, 3 homers, 6 runs batted in.
Yeah, versus the Braves this year, he's been on base 10 out of 20 times.
Yeah, enough's enough. The pitch. And that's way outside. Ball 2, 2-0. This one was a moonshot here in Miami.
Wow, when he gets them, man. We saw that so much in the second half of the season when we traded for him last year. And, man, he crushed that ball.
Big smile in the sword slash. Not bad for a guy that's been plagued with a bad back. Nothing wrong with his lower back on that extension. The pitch is on the ground, foul.
And it is Cuban Heritage Night tonight. He's got some friends and family in the stands tonight.
Kind of like these alternate colors for the Marlins. And
it's kind of like your jacket on the open tonight.
Heck yeah, man. You got to dress it up if you're in Miami, right? It's got the fedoras as the giveaway this evening. The pitch. Way outside. Ball 3, 3-1. And almost 10,000 here in attendance last night. There's more than that here for this game. And with the roof closed, the sliding panels shut in left, this place can get real loud in a big hurry. Now we'll try to keep it calm with a 3-1 pitch. And a bullet. Riley, great stab. He'll fire to second, and the Braves get the force. What a play at third by Austin Riley. He dug a trench as he dived to his left. That's the second out as Soler trades places with Cooper at first base.
I think that ground's still a little wet from when they watered it. He was having trouble getting to his feet. It's almost like he got stuck. What a play. Look at this right here. See, he just had trouble getting.
Well, I must say on this road trip, the defense has been unreal. After struggling at home on defense.
Yeah, well, we talk about it all the time. One of the most athletic defenses in all of baseball. Get ground balls and let them go to work.
This is Avisail Garcia, the Miami right fielder, runner at first, 2 outs. And that's in for a strike. Yeah, it stands to reason. If you can get the ball on the ground with those guys behind you here in Atlanta, you've figured to win a lot of games.
Kyle Wright's that pitcher. 48% ground balls.
1 ground out for him, 1 strikeout, 2 outs, 0-1 for Garcia. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Kyle was absolutely brilliant in the month of April. May's been a little tougher for him. A few more walks than we saw in the season's first month. He's issued 1 tonight. It hasn't cost him here in the first. And that's way upstairs. That sailed, and Contreras a nice job to corral that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Take that one bad game away from him.
Yeah.
Look at San Diego, gave up 6 runs in that second inning.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's been really good.
3-2, 2.79 ERA. Wright making his 8th start. 50 strikeouts, 13 walks coming into play tonight. The pitch. Breaking ball served into right. A 2-strike hit. And stopping at second is Soler. That's something the Marlins did a real good job of, I thought, last night, guys. Real good two-strike approach to make things a little tighter than we liked late.
Well, you know, when they first came to Atlanta, took 2 out of 3. We talked about how they did a great job of doing what they just did there. Taking what they gave him, hitting it the other way, and right here, it's a pitch that Kyle Wright left up in the zone. Garcia put a good swing on it.
So that's the first hit of the game for either club. Brian Anderson, the batter. He's reached base in 23 straight games.
Right here, you got to be careful for Kyle Wright. We saw it yesterday. Anderson, aggressive, BJ. Can't just groove something first pitch to him. It's got to be with a purpose.
That shaves off the outside corner. The Marlins last night went 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They had chances but could not get a big hit. Wright will try to continue that. Anderson just 4 runs batted in this year, 2 of them via a home run. That's surprising. The pitch just missed low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Throwing that 2-seamer in, he's just not getting any swings on that right now. They're laying off that pitch.
Last night he might have got that pitch, but today it's a little different story.
So Anderson's worked himself into a hitter's count. Runners lead first and second in the Marlins first. That one right across the letters. It's 2-2.
And of course, you got a guy like Anderson last night swinging at everything, and now just took a 2-1 fastball right down the middle.
Well, I think he's looking at Garcia's approach, waiting for that curveball and just drive it to right field. Garcia's been struggling, and for him to hit that ball curveball, he was looking for it.
On that 2-seamer in.
He didn't go. It's a full count.
98 for Kyle.
Well, I like that when a starter can sit 94, 95 and then dial it up a notch or 2 when you need it.
What I don't like is his 25th pitch of the inning. And by the way, I got to correct myself. It wasn't San Diego, it was Boston when he gave up those 6 runs in the second inning. The Red Sox, yep.
Grand slam to Devers.
Yep.
They all run together.
There's Kyle's arsenal. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Runners go, and he missed outside, and the bases are loaded. So Rick Kranitz has spotted something. He's going to head to the mound. Miami has some first inning traffic. They're trying to return the Braves' favor from the first last night here in game 2. And Bertie, what do you think Cranny's saying to Kyle Wright here? He's walked a couple of guys in his opening inning.
I don't know exactly what he's saying, but I do know that talking to Cranny before the game, he said it's different each time. He says sometimes he gets on somebody, but most of the time it's just encouragement, giving him a break. What I also love is he gives the freedom for the infielders talk, to which Dansby Swanson usually says, "Get me a ground ball now." Guys, I love it.
Well, he could sure use one of those at someone, Bertie. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Jesus Sanchez is the hitter. Memory serves, Sanchez had all kinds of trouble with breaking stuff last night.
He hit the one breaking ball he hit was back foot that knocked Charlie Morton out of the game. Anything away, he couldn't pull the trigger on last night.
So Sanchez, a 1-for-3 start to this series. 4 homers, 13 RBIs for him. Game started great for Kyle. A strikeout, walk, force play, then a 2-strike single, and then Anderson coaxed a walk. And they're loaded after 26 pitches. There's that wicked breaking ball. 0-1 the count.
He's a young hitter thinking he's going to get a fastball after a pitching coach talked to him, and Kyle made a beautiful pitch.
Well, we talk about his adjustments. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, so a young kid like Sanchez, I don't blame him.
Kyle's thrown a couple of good fastballs up in the zone in this first inning, but some of these, Jeff, are a little higher than high.
Yeah, he's just not getting. It's a little bit too far up. He was able to get jazz on that pitch because he was ahead 1-2.
1 ball, 1 strike. Almost hit him. It's 2-1. Kyle has been so good at making the adjustment when he runs into trouble. That was something we saw back in Northport this spring. He's got no place to put Jesus Sanchez. He's behind a count, 2 balls and a strike. And right, escape, opening inning danger. The pitch is on the ground. Olson's got it, and he'll flip to first, and that will retire the side. Wright gets out of it. Marlins load him up, don't score. Long inning, but we move to the second. Braves back to work, 0-0. Scoreless second inning. It's time for tonight's Bank of America Impressive Tools feature.
Yeah, Austin versus the NL East, 4 home runs, 3 doubles in his last 10 games against the East. More than that, last 20 road games versus the NL East. Hit .346 with 10 long balls. It's impressive.
Austin Riley has hit 8 homers. And Hernandez at 90 miles an hour drops it right in there for a called strike. Off the end of the bat and skied into shallow center. Sanchez is there. He's got that, and it's 4 up, 4 down for the Braves offense here in game 2. Ozzie Albies is coming up. I say this with all respect, but it seems like Hernandez, BJ, is kind of throwing below hitting speed right now.
No question about it. You can see a lot of the hitters out in front. I mean, that 92-mile-an-hour fastball looks like 100 when he keep throwing those slow curveballs, getting guys leaning out.
You talked earlier about his percentage of what he throws. That's why I feel like these guys got to think 90, wait on it.
And a quick strike to the Braves second baseman Ozzie Albies, who was 1 for 5 last night. Ozzie's got a 3-game hitting streak.
One thing he's doing is getting ahead of hitters with that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. You got to go up there looking for that pitch. That might be the best pitch you're going to get in that at bat. We talked about this team starting to be more aggressive in the zone.
Again to center. Again a play for Sanchez shy of the warning track. And Ozzie's retired for out number 2. Adam Duvall is the next on the lineup card for the Braves tonight. Is this a guy you think about moving up in the box against?
Well, I don't know about BJ. I always did that, but some people are very stuck in their ways. No matter what, they're going to go where they go. And I don't mind that, but then you got to change the approach a little bit.
Yeah, me, I was that guy that's going to jump up to the front of the box. I didn't mind doing that. Because if you sit back and most likely you're going to reach out and get out in front like we're watching these guys do that. So move up, speed that ball up a little bit.
And that sounds so funny to say in a game where guys are throwing 90, 95, sometimes 100 miles an hour. You want the ball sped up.
Right.
Adam Duvall, base is empty. 1 for 4 here last night. Duvall's hit a 3rd inning double. And a strike. It's 0-2.
This is a guy where you just try to sit. Just sit down. And trust your hands. Not going to blow it by you.
Well, especially with 2 strikes now. To me, it's where you change the whole approach and say, if he beats me with the fastball, I know I can shoot it right over the first baseline. And if he does hang that pitch in, you're in a beautiful spot.
Right.
But if you try to go out and get the ball right here, you're doing exactly what he wants you to do.
Adam cued one off the end of the bat to stay alive. Now it's 0-2. And had a good rip at that. Might be his Sunday best fastball right there at 93 miles an hour. And Duvall will see another pitch. Miami had him loaded in the first, couldn't break through. The Braves looking for their first base runner here in the second inning. The pitch. Peyton Henry behind the plate, knocked that down. It's a ball and 2 strikes for Adam Duvall. Braves in a stretch of 29 straight games against sub-500 teams. They won game 1 of that run last night. Marlins, Phillies, and Marlins, the 3 Eastern series. And that is right down Broadway, and Duvall took that for the 3rd strikeout from Eliezer Hernandez. 6 up, 6 down, no score in the second inning from Miami. Brought to you by Truist. We've got our heavy hitters with us here in South Florida tonight. Paul Burt, Brian Jordan, Jeff Francoeur. No score, bottom of the second inning. Good news, bad news scenario for Kyle Wright. He threw 30 pitches. That's the bad news. The good news is he worked his way out of a bases loaded mess to keep this game scoreless. We'll have the lower third of the order coming up for the Marlins. It's Brian De La Cruz, Miguel Rojas, and Peyton Henry, the catcher, who's hitting 9th.
There's a good fastball throwing downhill. You almost get the feeling that his arm feels really good tonight. We're seeing 96, 97, 98. So to me, he's got to find a way to control himself to make sure that ball's down in the zone.
And he's gotten ahead of De La Cruz. A ball and 2 strikes.
Seems to me he has to slow down. He's a guy that works fast anyway.
Yeah, what you like.
But he is not commanding that pitch like we've seen in the past.
There's a good breaking ball. That was nicely done. He starts off his 2nd consecutive inning with a swing and miss. 1 away for Rojas. Look at this ball explode.
Yeah, De La Cruz hadn't seen too many of those down in AAA before he came up. That's like we talked about, I think, remember a couple weeks ago, when was your welcome to the big league moments? When you start seeing pitches like that, that's when you're like, all right, I got my work cut out for me.
What was that moment for you?
Ben Sheets, first time I saw his curveball. Oh, God, how am I supposed to hit that?
Brian, was it you facing Walter Johnson or Cy Young? I couldn't resist. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
Fergie Jenkins.
You know, David Cone.
David Cone, really?
Yeah. Yep, he got me.
Pop fly foul back our way. It's an even count for Rojas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, it's a different level up here, isn't it? When you're pitching, certainly guys don't chase the stuff they chase at AA or AAA. And Kyle Wright back to work. The 1-1 count is off the plate. 2-1. One great thing about our sport is the job that television does, bringing the game to you in your living room with high definition, all the camera angles, the replay reviews, and all of that. The one thing that televised sports can't possibly do is truly show you how athletic the players are. That's in for a strike. We were talking about that at lunch today, Jeff. When you sit down in the front sections of a big league ball game and see how hard the ball is hit and thrown, it's amazing.
Yeah, you think, how does anybody ever get a hit?
So much fun going down in the Truist Club and talking to some of the fans that sit right behind that net with their kids.
Yep.
And just to see the faces on those kids, like, oh my God, that ball is coming so fast. How do these guys hit it? I love it.
Payoff pitch for Rojas. And a little number back to the mound. Take your time, Kyle. Yeah, he'll check out Rob Manfred's signature on the ball and the peg to first in plenty of time. And that's the 2nd out.
I thought you were going to say to go down to the Truist Club and see Rusty for a cold one. But you went another way.
Well,
They're both great things.
I love seeing Rusty, yeah.
Jeff, it's all about priorities, isn't it?
No, but it is. I told you last year during the World Series, it was cool couple games, I got to take my little ones down there and see it, and you're sitting there, and I had been down there because we've been up here all the time calling games, and to see how fast it is down there that close, it had been a while since.
And then you're talking about the World Series.
Exactly.
How loud was that stadium every night?
And that's something that's so great at Truist Park. Fans can come down during batting practice and watch the action behind the batting cage. If you get an opportunity to do that, stand on that warning track and just listen. You don't even have to watch. Just listen to the sound of the ball hitting the bat. It's truly remarkable. Firecracker going off. 2 balls, no strikes for Peyton Henry. The pitch is in for a strike, 2-1. Remember, Jansen Visconti, the home plate umpire, hit on the knee with the second pitch of the game. No sign of discomfort from him as he continues on tonight. 14th pitch of the inning is caught on and missed for Kyle. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wow, if he can command that sinker right there on that outside corner down in the zone.
It's going to make it tough on these right-handed hitters, because then you can throw that curveball off that location, and that's what he did to De La Cruz.
Yep.
Contreras tried to bring that back, didn't get a chase. It's a full count. Henry hitting 148 on the year. Jacob Stallings, their #1 catcher, played last night. And he lost the #9 hitter. That is Kyle's 3rd walk. And again, that's been a little bit of the problem for him in the month of May. Not as pinpoint control as we saw in his first 3-4 starts in April. So that turns the lineup over, and you've got to deal with Jazz Chisholm now with a man aboard.
Just a lot of pitches. You see that 23 balls and 23 strikes.
And you hate to see a pitch, a 3-2 count, a non-competitive pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's close, I get it, but it's not even close.
And to the 9th hole hitter.
Well, Kyle has a game plan to get Jazz Chisholm. Got ahead with a couple of strikes, then blew him away with mid-90s heat up and out of the zone. One ball, no strikes. Now it's even for Jazz Chisholm. It's 1-1. No score. Game 2. Braves are looking for their first road series win, with one more to follow us here tomorrow afternoon. No Jesus Aguilar in the lineup for Miami. Braves have their regular starting 9 with the exception of William Contreras, who's in for Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. Henry a short lead at first. The pitch way high. It's ball 2. 2-1.
I don't know if you're snitting Kranitz right now. You're sitting there like you're coming up on 50 pitches and it's just the 2nd inning.
Ball 3.
Everything up in the zone.
Yep. So Kyle's not sharp. More balls than strikes. Braves bullpen had to work overtime last night. The pitch is in for a full count. 3-2. The Braves used McHugh, Strider, Minter, and Smith to cover the last 3 2/3 innings in the game last night. So Henry will get a lead at first. He'll take off with a full count. The pitch, and Jazz Chisholm takes strike 3. Kyle Wright comes up again with a big pitch when he needed it. Wright has struck out 3 through 2 scoreless innings. Hasn't been easy, but the Braves offense looks to give him a lead when we come back to Miami. this.
Got his hands in on a high fastball over the middle of the plate. Man, you cannot sneak that ball inside and up on Dansby Swanson. He is going to get you. And look at those numbers, 333. He has reached base safely 10 out of the last 13 games at Miami, scoring 10 runs. He loves hitting here. 7 RBIs, 7 extra base hits. The Braves need him to come through right now.
Yeah, anything. We kept talking about doubles, home runs. How about a base hit right here? Something to get him out of the stretch.
That was our Synovus Get There feature. One reason why the Braves have had trouble in the first 2 innings. Hernandez has thrown strike 1 to all 6 Braves hitters. Conversely, Kyle Wright 4 for 11.
Well, which means right here, if I'm Dansby, look for that first pitch fastball. If it's there, jump all over it.
And sure enough, it gets a breaking ball, and it's in for a strike.
Looked like a change up there to a right-hander. Rarely throws that, but man, he's thrown strike 1.
Marlins shift with Dansby Swanson up there, 0-1 the count, and way outside. Brave shortstop, 3-game hitting streak. You just saw the home run. What's really been impressive for Dansby is he has had as good a defensive road trip, guys, as I can remember. He was everywhere in Milwaukee. There's that one taken knee high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, everybody I talked to said Hernandez is struggling. Man, he is going strike 1.
Yeah.
And that 91 is looking really good.
Yeah, he's 7 for 7 with strike 1 on the first pitch. And Henry with a fight to catch that one cleanly. It's 2-2.
He's had 7 starts this year, and 5 of the 7 he's given up 4 or more runs.
A 3.22 lifetime ERA against the Braves in 11 games. And there is a line drive caught at third by Anderson, who timed his leap perfectly. Wasn't hard hit, but Anderson in the right place at the wrong time for the Braves, and that's out number 1.
Out the end of the bat for Dansby. I still thought he might have enough to sneak it over his head. Anderson, though, tall third baseman. Actually, the ball got in on him, kind of backed up.
So it's 7 up, 7 down for Hernandez. Nice play by Anderson. Here's Contreras. This is the part of the lineup card that the Braves hope to get going tonight. Contreras 0 for his last 11. Demerit 0 for his last 22.
Yeah. Got to break out.
1 ball, no strikes. That is the first ball 1 count that the Braves have seen in the game. Now it's 2-0 to the 8th place hitter, William Contreras. 4 homers, 7 RBIs for him, a .200 average. Made him throw a strike, and he did.
Looks like Hernandez is figuring things out. In the month of May coming into tonight, 0-2, 13 innings pitched, gave up 4 home runs with a .675 ERA. What he's doing is doing a great job keeping the ball down in the zone.
When he's missing low right now.
Well, what's Contreras getting here? It's first 3-1 count that Hernandez has faced tonight. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, well, wait a moment. Not much you can do with that.
No.
92 miles an hour, perfectly placed, full count. Right-hander ready, so's Contreras. Here's the payoff. And downstairs, there's your first Atlanta base runner.
Good at bat right there by Contreras, laying off some tough pitches.
Made him throw some strikes, and now you got a chance to get him out of the stretch. And Demerit here 0 for his last 22, due to break out, and then you turn the card over and you get the top of that lineup back up.
For their second look at the Marlins right-hander, Demerit with 3 homers, 5 RBIs. Batting 9th tonight.
Demerit needs to get back to being aggressive. Early in the season, got his surprise starts brought up. He was very aggressive and hitting the ball very well. All of a sudden, he's starting to take too many strike threes, leaving it up to the umpire, and that's what's getting him in trouble. Get back to being aggressive.
Long look down at Ron Washington, the Braves' third base coach by Travis Demerit. Eric Young is at first. So is William Contreras, the Braves catcher, who has a short lead with 1 out. No score, third inning, game 2. Took that one at the knees for an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of room in left center, a ton of room down the left field line. If Travis could hook something that way, the pitch. High fly ball hit well toward left, but well enough. De La Cruz is under, and he'll make that catch, and that's the second out. Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the hitter with a man aboard and 2 outs. So Travis's run of tough luck continues. Let's see if Ronald can connect here. He popped out to second to start the game.
Pitch that he can handle, he popped up. I know he's anxious to get back in the box.
Had a couple good swings off him.
Braves have their first base runner looking now for their first hit. The pitch. Inside corner strike. He's mixing up that first pitch well, isn't he?
That's a good spot right there.
Yeah.
Ronald looked like he was looking away, middle away, and he throws that in.
Rifled into center field, a base hit. Contreras around second. He is going to scramble back. He better hurry. And he wandered too far off the bag, and they tag him out. Contreras tried to draw a throw. Sanchez bobbled the ball. William broke toward third again. And then the throw came back into second. He's tagged out, and the Braves' 2-out rally dies on the base pass here in the third inning. Atlanta gets its first hit, but nothing comes of that. Scoreless in Miami. Kyle Wright back to work.
Braves here. A base hit right up the middle. This is a situation where Contreras has to know the ball's not hit hard. Either you're going to take off or you're not. Get back to second base. He got caught in between. The center fielder bobbles the ball, but you stopped your progress, so just go back to second base. And Contreras got caught up. Easy play for the center fielder, throwing him out at second base. But you gotta be committed there. Again, the ball's not hit hard. You gotta get to third. Most likely, the center fielder's not gonna throw it to third there anyway. He's gonna keep Acuna at first base.
Agreed, either go or stay. But with 2 outs like that, you wanted to give Matt Olson an opportunity to drive in a run.
So the Braves settle for their first hit. Now Kyle Wright back to work with Garrett Cooper leading off the Marlins third. Cooper walked in the opening inning. Kyle's coming out throwing BBs here in the third. 2 quick strikes for Garrett Cooper. Soler and Garcia will follow for the Fish. As Brian said, no score. Game 2 of the series.
Oh, that's a good take by Garrett Cooper. Just off the plate curveball, late break.
That was a competitive pitch.
Yes.
Yep.
Now the 1-2. Right back up the middle and right behind the second base bag. Ozzy's there and Cooper's retired. Good start to the inning for Wright. One man down. And here's Soler. He bounced into the force play. Great effort by Austin Riley, diving to his left in the mud. Miami low to the bases in the opening inning. Did not score.
Soler starting to heat up for the Marlins. And that's a good pitch right there to Soler. That sinker in on his hands, up in the zone. It's a tough pitch to handle.
How do you get this guy out?
Just like that. I think up and in, you can get him. But if you leave one out over the plate, down and in, he will make you pay.
He gets such tremendous leverage, such great arm extension. We saw that last night and saw it during the World Series too, of course, for the Braves. As right back to work, the pitch.
Something he does really good too is he punishes mistakes that pitchers make. World Series, we saw it in that Game 6 last year. Last night you saw Charlie Morton took the one really bad curveball that backed up. He didn't get it back.
Took that one over the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Do not hang a curveball to this man.
Yeah.
He will make you pay. If you're going to throw that curveball, you better start it outside and watch it run even further.
He tried, but missed. Full count.
A lot of deep counts for Kyle tonight.
Yeah. It's been a struggle. 31 strikes, 30 balls, 61 pitches with 1 out in the inning. The pitch to Soler is cut on and missed. That was nasty. Kyle has his 4th strikeout, and quickly 2 outs in the home third.
That was a rare changeup out of Kyle Wright. So used to seeing that hard sinker 4-seamer. He comes with that changeup away. Oh, that was just a good pitch.
It is, and if you can throw that like that, keep it down in the zone off that fastball, it's a beautiful pitch. Something to make the hitter think about besides just that curveball.
And if you can't throw the fastball, find something else that might work. That time the changeup did. And now Avisail Garcia, who singled his first time up on 2 strikes. A check swing is a break for the Braves. 0-1 the count.
I would not throw him anything slow.
No.
Right now he is so behind that fastball.
You saw that. Just keep throwing that ball in the inner half. Make him show you he can handle that pitch.
In on his hands, and Wright's looking more like himself now. It's 0-2. What separates the men from the boys at this level is, look, if you have your A+ stuff, you're going to have a really good day. It's how you can do when your stuff is not at its best. Can you keep your team in the game? Can you battle and find something that will work? Wright's doing that. He's had a lot of traffic in the first and second innings. He's looking for his first 1-2-3 here in the third. With 65 pitches. Now he's ready. Here it is. A breaking ball just a bit low. And the plate. But Garcia took it. It's now 2-2.
Come back with that hard sinker in on the hands.
Yeah.
I think you get him strike 3. Oh, he's missing by a lot.
Yeah. Try to throw that same changeup he threw there, and he tried to make that nastier than just the one he threw to Soler.
Oh, this is his 8th 3-ball count.
That'll drive your pitch count up. And here comes number 68. Belt high right down the middle, and Kyle Wright has his 5th strikeout. That's his first 1-2-3 inning in the game. Garcia left it up to the umpire, and Jansen Visconti rung him up. 2, 3, and 4 up for the Braves in the 4th inning. Card for a second time against Eliezer Hernandez. Kyle Wright, nice job to pick up his first perfect inning. He's up to 5 strikeouts after whiffing 11 Marlins, a career high back in Atlanta. Olson, Ozuna, and Riley for the Bravos. Matt struck out in the Braves' scoreless first. What's so deceptive about this guy? Everything's nice and calm and quiet. Big leg kick, and then boom. There's a drive hit toward right center field. That's going to get down and bounce above the fence. Matt Olson has a leadoff double, his 16th of the year.
You called it.
Yes,
you said Chip said it right between innings. You're definitely going to get a hit here. But with that being said, good to see Matt drive a ball and split the gap.
Right. After missing that first pitch, Hernandez tried to come with that fastball, 93 miles an hour up in the zone, and Matt was able to handle this ball.
So there's a start for the Braves. A rule book double. And now Marcell Ozuna will try to advance him. Ozuna's hit a homer in 3 straight games. He has hit a homer in 4 straight games in his career 3 other times. This would be a nice time to do it again and give the Braves a lead.
Hernandez stayed away from Ozuna his first at bat, nothing but sliders away off the plate. I hope he makes a mistake and try to come in on Ozuna.
He dropped that in on the inner half, and Marcell took it for a strike.
No backup slider.
Wow.
Marcell, as you know, a former Marlin, enjoyed hitting in this ballpark, a .293 lifetime average, 50 home runs. That's lashed foul, and just like that, it's 0-2. Oh, the crowd booing the ball boy who didn't get in front of it.
You got to make that play.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the fan drops the ball.
No balls, 2 strikes. Olson at second, nobody out. We are in the 4th. And out of play to the right side.
This is where you got to battle, put the ball in play, try to get Matt Olson over to third base if you're going to make an out here.
And good chances are if you try to put the ball in play to that right side, you probably end up getting rewarded with at least a single and maybe a single on an RBI. Got to know you can't get beat on this pitch.
I think the Braves in the last several days have done a much better job of putting the ball in play. And hopefully Ozuna will. But for the Braves guys to take the next step and get rolling like we saw late last year, these are the kinds of opportunities they've got to find a way to cash in more regularly.
Yeah, last 5 games, 4 for 32 with runners in scoring position. Last night, the only hit, Ozzie, in that first inning. Otherwise, it was all the long ball.
So 1-2 pitch. And Ozuna didn't get it. Breaking ball takes care of him. 4 strikeouts. He's gotten Ozuna twice. No advance of the runner. And Austin Riley becomes the key man in the inning.
And that's what we've seen so often this year. 2 strikes, man on second base, no outs. Guys are swinging and missing.
Yeah.
You got to fight to put that ball in play. Not to say he's not trying, but you got to be selective.
You got to have an approach.
Right. You got to have a game plan.
Austin popped out to center in the Braves second. Olsen still at second, now 1 out. Well-timed fastball right down Peachtree. 0-1.
I don't know what we're looking for, Jeff. This is frustrating. He's been throwing strike one to almost every batter. Fastball right down the middle, you take it.
That went up and out of the zone, and Riley extended his zone and missed it. 0-2.
One thing, talking to Kevin Seitzer yesterday, they preach, and most any team preaches this aggressiveness in the zone.
In the zone.
Whether it's first pitch or the fifth pitch of the AB. Looking for something you can drive.
But it's also watching the game, you know? Watching this pitcher get ahead of everybody. Knowing that he's not going to overpower you. But if you go up there with that aggressive mindset, even if he throws off speed, it's going to be in the zone. It's going to be a strike. So take your chances.
0-2. Matt a big lead out at second base. The pitch is off the end of the bat. Sanchez broke back, now comes in, adjusts again, and is there for out number 2. Not much is getting hit hard for the Braves offensively in the first 4 innings tonight. Let's see if Ozzie can rescue us. He flied out his first and only time up.
When offenses get going, it's teammates setting each other up. Last night we saw that in the first. Matt Olson getting Ozzie an RBI chance with the runner at third. And you know, PJ, when there's a runner at third and 1 out, as a hitter, you feel a lot more confident knowing that a ground ball, a ball to the outfield gets you an RBI.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see Matt Olson in a productive out yesterday.
Strikeout, pop out after the Olsen double. Braves made a base running gaff in the 3rd inning that took him out of a 2-out run scoring situation. That's why we're still scoreless. Nice long rest for Kyle Wright. That's good news. The pitch. And Ozzie chased that. I will say this about Hernandez, guys. He's not exactly just throwing the ball down the middle. It's in, out, up, down, changing speeds very well. Braves have not been able to do much against him. He's thrown just 51 pitches. This is a man that's given up 10 homers in 33 2/3 innings. The Braves have 2 hits.
Even here for Ozzie, approach-wise, to get you to lay off that slider, you have all the room on that left side. And with 2 outs, 2 strikes, that hitter, or that runner at second where Matt is, you see, he's going. So anything pokes that left side, as long as it's not right at Anderson, to hit an RBI.
Let's see if Ozzie can pick up a 2-strike hit. The pitch. He wanted to go and held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Henry with the sign. Hernandez ready. Olsen leads. Here it is. And a swing and a miss. So after a leadoff double, Ozuna and Albies strike out. Riley pops out, and the Marlins and Braves remain scoreless.
All right, on the hill, locked in a pitcher's duel. Let's go to our Indeed resume Kyle Wright. You see the opponent's sluggish, Ks per 9, opponent's average and ERA. Fantastic in all categories. I love the curve that he's throwing more this year, above 30%. It's translated to some of those strikeouts that you see. And guys, as you've mentioned, he's off a little bit today, but the sign of a great pitcher is to be able to navigate. When you're off, he's doing that, and you would never know that he's struggling by the looks of the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's scoreless, and Bertie, he's on a nice roll. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 hitters, had his first perfect inning back in the 3rd. And a nice long rest after the leadoff double from Olsen. Sadly for the Braves, they couldn't break through. Let's see if Wright can handle Anderson, Sanchez, and De La Cruz. He went 0-2.
I agree with Paul, though. I mean, sometimes great pitchers, they struggle in a couple of innings. Something clicks in, and hopefully that's the case for Kyle. I mean, 3rd inning, he was really good.
It seems, again, he's been a tick up with majority of his pitches that we're used to seeing for him, whether that his arms feeling really good, trying to overthrow. But again, he has made the pitch when he's needed to get the out.
That's on the ground. Dansby to his left. 360 spin. What a play by Swanson. Wow.
Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
With all the shifting we see in the game, you do not see that kind of range from shortstops much anymore, and the strength and accuracy of that throw was remarkable.
I was gonna say, you're throwing out a guy who's got good speed in Anderson. Dansby, only reason he made that play was because of the strong throw. The pitcher will appreciate that play.
And with that spin, that gave him the momentum to have that strong throw. But the hardest part is being so accurate.
That was a perfect throw from Dansby, who's had, as I said, just a great defensive road trip for the Braves.
Yeah,
Excellent
back at home against San Diego, he made a couple of errors that's un-Swanson-like. Seems like he has really worked hard.
That's golfed by Sanchez into the right field corner. Demerit's going to have to go dig that out. Sanchez, big strides, is on his way to 3rd, and he'll slide in with a 1-out triple.
Well, they had De La Cruz or Sanchez shaded so far to that right center gap. At the moment that ball came off his bat, look where Demerit was. That's a long ways to go.
And the ball kind of died up against that fence. That bought Sanchez a few more steps. And with those long strides, that was an easy triple, his 3rd of the year. And now Brian De La Cruz is the hitter. He struck out his first time up. The Braves are going to bring the infield in a scoreless game. De La Cruz, the 7th place hitter.
And that's the problem I have with that shift. You shift everybody to the opposite side, and then you throw him an inside pitch there. I mean, you got to go away if you're going to do that.
That's why, to me, in the outfield, I've always kind of liked more straight up. Maybe you go one way or another.
Right at Dansby. They're going to throw home, and they're going to get Sanchez and run down. Contreras feeds Riley. Now they've got the man between 1st and 2nd. Long throw across the diamond, and the Braves are getting out of it.
Well, that worked out nicely.
Yes, it did.
Well, the base running has not exactly been exemplary in the first 4 innings of this game, and that's why we're scoreless. Infield in, perfect strike. They get Sanchez. De La Cruz got greedy, and he got out to end the 4th.
Brought to you by Allstate. What a way to end the bottom of the 4th inning. Just a minute ago, first pitch swinging. Dansby, a beautiful throw to home, gives it to Contreras. This is how you do it. You run them all the way back. You get it, and right here, Riley throws it across the diamond to Olsen. Does a beautiful throw and really lets Kyle Wright out of that inning after the triple for a 6-2, 5-3, 4. And I like my horses in the Preakness to get you out of the 4th inning.
I won't ask how you did in the Preakness. Hopefully better than the base running of the Marlins a moment ago.
You know, take advantage now.
Yeah,
come
exactly.
out. You got that. Come back and put a couple runs on the board.
Duvall, Swanson, and Contreras are coming up. Scoreless game after 4 in Miami.
How about being aggressive on his first pitch?
He was, and Duvall pops it up. And at the netting, it's caught by Brian Anderson. So Duvall pops out on the first pitch. 1 away.
Got a good pitch.
Yes, he did.
Just out, a little out in front.
Dansby had the first bid for the first Braves hit. That was a line drive to third starting the 3rd inning. After a Contreras walk and a demerit flyout, Ronald had a base hit. Contreras wandered too far off the second base bag and was thrown out to end the inning. That's turned and burned and yanked into the seats. I think they heard you, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the second time around. You sitting there watching the first 9 guys. Come on, be aggressive. Take your shot.
I agree. You look up at the board and you see he's got 56 pitches. You're in the top of the 5th. Means he's throwing strikes. He's around the zone. So, yeah, I agree with you.
No balls and a strike. And that one bounced in front of the plate. It's an even count. Another great matchup here tomorrow as we wrap up the series. Ian Anderson and Sandy Alcantara will hook up. First pitch at 1:40 Eastern Time. We'll have Braves live for you beginning at 1. And we're home to start the homestand with the Phillies on Monday night. The 1-1 pitch.
How about Hernandez? 13 of 16 first strikes.
Talk pretty aggressive, like you said.
Yeah.
Off the net foul, left side, 2-2.
And that slider of his is really starting to kind of spin on him now.
Yeah.
These hitters are starting to get good whacks at him.
But the strategy has to be keep that front side and then look to drive that pitch the other way. I mean, he's not going to blow it by you, so trust yourself. Let it get deep and drive the ball right center field gap.
2-2. Breaking ball had him off stride. That's popped up left side. Another chance for Anderson. He'll make the play in fair territory. 2 outs. William Contreras the batter. First, though, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese. Remixed by Zaxby's.
Well, you know, Williams looking to atone for his base running mistake in the 3rd. He walked and was the first Braves base runner. Atlanta got a leadoff double in the 4th inning. The 3-4-5 guys couldn't move him over or in. That's why we're scoreless. And in for a strike.
Realize how strong Contreras was until I watched him take BP at truest spot. Right center field is his strength.
Got a lot of pop.
Yes, he does.
That's taken inside, ball 2. Braves catchers have done a nice job behind the plate and at the plate. Darno last night, a double and a homer. Contreras getting the start today. He's hit 4 long balls for the Braves. Right now they have not been able to time Eliezer Hernandez, as that's off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. You've got Demerit next. Travis 0 for 23.
It's interesting. He's being very careful with Contreras right now.
They must have some history back in the minor leagues.
Yeah, I was going to say. He's going after Ronald Acuna and these guys, and he's pitching Contreras very carefully.
Made him throw a strike, and he did. All bets off now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If it's close, William, turn it loose. He did, and a fly ball well hit to right field. At the track, at the wall, Oppo Poppo. Atlanta gets a solo home run, BJ, and takes the lead.
Right center field. I told you that is where his power is. Just a tremendous at bat. And you're right. I think Hernandez and him had some history.
Apparently. He pitched him like Babe Ruth, and he just made him pay.
They had a way to make up for that base running blunder.
Drive it in. That right field bullpen.
Oppo Taco.
So the Braves continue hitting home runs. This one center cut, bottom of the zone, and he launched it. And there's your lead, Kyle Wright. 1-0 for Demerit with 2 outs. As we said, guys, when the Braves score first, they usually win.
Well, Contreras just snapped a, what, 0 for 12 right there?
Yep.
Let's see if Demerit can snap an 0 for 23.
When you're in an 0 for 23, it counts off an 0-2. That's where he is again. As Contreras' 5th homer has put the Braves in front.
But I would love to see him swing at those close pitches, because he has not gotten one of those called for a ball.
So the home run ball again comes back to haunt Hernandez. That's 11 of them.
I guarantee you Jeff Francoeur is not taking those close pitches.
No. The 1-2 pitch is cued right back to the mound. And Hernandez will get out of it after allowing the 2-out solo home run to William Contreras. The Braves needed that. They strike first in the 5th inning. Kyle Wright back to work. He enjoys a slim 1-0 lead in Miami. Active duty veterans and their families, for your service to our country, go to MLBcommunity.org to learn more about how you can help to serve those who serve us. Kyle Wright, a 1-0 lead as the Marlins come up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rojas, Henry, and Jazz Chisholm are due. It's fouled at the plate. Steve Reich won for the Miami shortstop.
Well, with that beautiful double play last inning, he 30 pitches in the first, 22, 16, and 8. So as you said, BJ's continuing to get a little bit better here. And with only 77 pitches here, you might be able to get through 6 innings now.
Yep.
And now he has a little more margin for error after the Contreras home run.
A little.
A little.
Not much.
That's better than none.
Right? Good point.
So he leads 1-0. Rojas takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know who enjoys a game like this? The skipper, Bobby Cox.
Oh, yeah.
It's his birthday today. And Bobby, all of us want to wish you the best on your special day. We love you. We miss you. Hope you're doing great. Hopefully the Braves can give you a win for your 29th birthday present today,
That's
right?
Exactly.
What a man. Love playing for Bobby Cox.
How could you not, right?
Yep.
We could fill a whole broadcast with our memories of being around Bobby Cox, as that's high to Rojas. 3 balls and a strike. I love going down to Old Turner Field and sitting in the radar room with Bobby and Mark Lemke before the game. Bobby'd have a pregame cigar, munch on a few peanuts, talk about baseball and life.
And always has the spikes on.
Yep.
Yeah. Right when he gets to the field.
That's right.
And he always had a lucky horseshoe behind him in his chair, right? With the points upward for good luck. Those were happy times indeed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. On the ground, left side. Dansby got a big hop. Throws on the run and gets Rojas for out number 1. So, Skipper, happy birthday. Here's some happy memories.
A young Bobby.
Yep. Cy Young winners.
And that's my favorite pick. Even better than that one.
Really?
Because that's Bobby. You knew he was going to stick up, BJ, for all his players.
Yes, yes. Especially those pitchers.
Yep.
And you know, think about the impact that Bobby Cox had on the Braves organization is certainly almost incalculable. When you think about Bobby Cox's last game as a manager, the Braves played the Giants in postseason play. San Francisco beat Atlanta. And Bruce Bochy's ball club, before they started celebrating, to a man, they came on the field and tipped their caps. That was as close to the hockey handshake as our sport will get.
Right, I agree. Tells you all you need to know.
What was one of your favorite moments, Bobby Cox?
Man, you know, there's so many good ones. I remember we got snowed out in Colorado one time, and he poured a glass of wine for me, BMAC, and Kelly Johnson in his office and told us 2 hours worth of Billy Martin and Mickey Mantle stories.
Oh, man.
And just something you'll never forget, you know. And of course, it was good wine too. But you know, just the idea
you were a
that
young pup, man.
Yeah, exactly. He did. He gave us good stuff.
Yeah, check your ID first. That's
yeah, right. But just that he took the time to do that, because we were always asking him about the Yankees and stuff, and you know, that's one of the PG ones, I could say.
1-2 count, misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Peyton Henry, the 9th place hitter. Brian, how about you? You played for Bobby as well. You played for a lot of great managers.
Yeah, you know, all 3 of those guys that went in the Hall of Fame together. Tony La Russa, Joe Torre. I played for each one of those guys. You know, Bobby was just unbelievable. As we see that strikeout.
That's number 6 for Kyle Wright. He's got 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. Let's not forget Paul Bird. Paul played for the Braves and Bobby Cox. Birdie, I'm sure you have a million memories too.
Oh, I do. And, you know, I just love Bobby Cox because he pulled for you. I mean, he was right behind you. I think that is what makes a great manager, is somebody that really cares about you. And I think for me, coming back from Tommy John surgery, when I came back to the Braves second time, 03-04, and came back, pitched against Cleveland, went 7 innings. In the locker room, he saved the game ball for me. And he, you know, came running over and slammed it in my hands and gave me a big hug, and I'll just never forget that feeling.
This is Jazz Chisholm all the way to the screen from Kyle Wright. 1 ball, no strikes.
But one of my favorite moments, and Bobby never gets mad outside of umpires, of course, but when Ryan Klesko threw his helmet in the dugout one time and it just bounced all over the place and it hit Bobby Cox in the leg. And to see Bobby Cox kick that doggone helmet over and over again and throw it was hilarious, man. But I mean, that's just Bobby, though. I mean, you don't get mad often if you go out there and do your job, give 110%. But when that one time you see him mad,
snap.
Oh my goodness.
I agree with what Birdie said. I think the thing that was so great about playing for him, and that's what, you know, you see a lot of some similarities in Snit when you look down at him, is that he almost wants it more than the player does.
Yeah.
He wanted you to succeed so bad. He was a cheerleader too over there, man.
He was.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Jazz Chisholm, little dribbler, back to the mound. Kyle Wright's got that, gets rid of it quickly, and he preserves a 1-0 Atlanta lead. A Bobby Cox special in Miami. Braves lead 1-0 with Wright and a homer.
Lead 1-0 as Ronald Acuna comes up, and it's time for a Coors Light beating the pressure. Atlanta Braves versus the Marlins since 2019 has been complete dominance. They've outscored the Marlins by 72 runs, guys. About homered them by 23. They're striking out just under 10 Marlins per 9 innings. Dominated.
And they're trying to take a series here in Miami with a win tonight. They have chased Eliezer Hernandez, who gave up 1 run through 5 innings at the Contreras home run, and now Miami goes to the bullpen. It's Tanner Scott, who has had his share of problems against the Braves, as you see.
Tanner Scott, a 2-pitch guy, slider, 4-seam fastball. More likely you're going to see a slider 72% of the time he throws it.
Tanner Scott and Cole Sulser were former Baltimore Orioles who came over on April the 3rd to bolster the Miami bullpen. And he goes right from the bullpen into the fire. He's got Ronald leading off the 6th. Acuna has a hit tonight. That extends his consecutive on-base streak.
I think a couple things. Hernandez, get him out, have him feel good about a good start for him. Also, I think that last inning, he saw some of the swings these Braves hitters were starting to take off him.
So a 1-1 pitch. That made him move his feet. Ronald almost did the splits. That's of concern. Remember, he's nursing that sore groin. And no discomfort as he digs back in. 2 balls and a strike. Braves have now hit 30 homers in their last 21 games. They could use a few more in this 1-0 affair. The pitch. Way high. 3 balls and a strike. Darren O'Day is up for Atlanta. A lot of high stress pitches for Kyle Wright. But he leads 1-0. Let's see what Ronald gets. 3-1.
Wow.
Swung at ball 4. Full count.
That tells you right there, the slider is his pitch.
Yeah.
3-1 count, you go with your slider.
And we talked about that last night. When you guys played, that was almost always an automatic fastball. Not anymore.
No.
But you got so much information that you know that going up to the plate.
And fouled away again. Full count.
And I hate to say it because we're supposed to sit on fastballs as hitters. But with all this information, with a guy like him, I'm looking slider.
Well, let's see what he gets with nobody on or out. We're in the 6th inning. Here it is. And Acuna takes ball 4. He's aboard for the 2nd time in the game. Now we'll see if Ronald does some running. As BJ mentioned, Acuna 7 out of 7 in stolen base tries, but you've got a left-handed pitcher on the mound. We'll see how it works out.
We saw Ronald go yesterday with the left-handed pitcher. Rogers got that high leg kick. See what kind of move Scott's got.
Scott's been tough on lefties. A 143 average. Olsen can hit lefties well. He's doubled tonight. And he's also struck out. Good lead by Ronald. The pitch is way outside to Matt. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is where you test out Tanner here with a man on first base. Can he deliver?
May not have to. That's the other thing you love about Matt's offensive game. He'll wait you out. He'll take ball 4 too.
Well, that's the thing. You get a couple walks here, let them bury themselves and get that one big hit, whether it's Ozuna, Riley, someone, and break this thing open.
That's what Acuna brings to the table, though. When he's on first base, those pitchers are a little worried.
Little dribbler right side. No tag of Acuna. The only out they get's the one at first. And Ronald in scoring position with 1 out on a slow ground ball from Matt Olson.
And this sometimes right here is where you wonder if the power with Matt has crept in a little bit with the, you know, he's got lots of doubles, what, 16 of them, but not many home runs. It's a 2-0 pitch, and you see him kind of just pull. He's trying to pull that ball. And a guy like Matt, so strong, he can hit it out anywhere.
And he was in a hitter's count 2-0. Got to take a better swing than that.
Sorry, BJ. Braves 0 for 3 with a runner in scoring position tonight. Ozuna struck out with Olsen at second in the 4th inning. The Marlins are trying to give the Braves scoring chances.
It's a
Can
great
Atlanta cash him in.
Great opportunity for Ozuna. Left-handed slider is coming right into his wheelhouse.
2-0. Seven-game hitting streak for Marcel. A 3-game homer streak for Ozuna. Braves and Marlins in a tight game. Boy, the Marlins have played a lot of one-run affairs this year and have not had good luck. The pitch inside. 17 one-run games have been played by Miami. They've lost 12 of them.
Well, right now, you got to make sure Tanner Scott can throw you a strike. 13 pitches, 9 balls. So we said, do not let this guy off the hook. Make him come to you.
Three balls, no strikes. And the green light.
Ball 4 possibly in off the plate.
Let's see if Marcel can be selective here. Only one defender on the right side of the diamond for the Fish. Acuna's taken off for third. Swing and a miss. Throw to third is high, and Acuna steals third base. I'm guessing, guys, easier to steal third against a lefty than second. And I think he's 8 for 8.
I think back to that first inning yesterday, and you know, y'all were talking about if he was going to steal or not. I think he's showing you he's going to run. Look at that.
What a great jump.
It's a great jump off not really a big lead either. Shows you the speed.
So the infield comes in. Fly ball might get you a run, and a base hit's going to get you a run. Ozuna, great approach, serves the ball into right field, and the Braves extend their lead. It's 2-0. Their first hit of the night with a runner in scoring position, and Ozuna continues his hitting streak. It's now 8 games in a row. That's his 20th RBI.
Well, last time we saw him, the approach out in front doing this. Now 3-2 runner at third. Knows he's got that whole right side, does not want to swing at that slider in the dirt. So what does he do? Look at that. Brings the hands in and just fillets this thing to right field. Doesn't even hit it hard.
No, and we always talk about having a plan in that situation. 3-2 count. Looked like he had a plan. He kept his hands in and looked to hit it to right center field.
So the Braves manufacture their second run. Austin Riley is coming up. This is should be a happy reunion with Tanner Scott. Remember this back in Atlanta, April 24th.
He got the hanging slider. Didn't miss it.
One of Riley's 8 homers on the year.
I think that's what the pitching coach saying. Don't throw him that hanging slider again.
I hope he's not bringing that memory for him into his mind.
There's a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. Pitch. He is right there, a strike. Braves 2, Marlins nothing. We are in the 6th inning. Fly ball well hit toward right center field, but Garcia is going to make the grab shy of the track. Riley just missed it. He tried to hit the ball the other way, but he's the second out. And it's up to Ozzie Albies if Atlanta's going to add on here in the 6th inning. Ozzie will hit right-handed now. He's 0 for 2 so far. The pitch got on and missed. Miami will have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up in their half of this inning. We figure it'll be Darren O'Day out of the pen. Back our way. Brian just off to our right. That foul ball was bobbled by a fan from Decatur, Florida. And Ozzie down to his last strike. The pitch. High hopper. That's a tough play. Anderson's going to have to hurry. He'll put that in his back pocket. A turf hit for Ozzie Albies with 2 strikes. And he'll take him any way he can get him right now. And Adam Duvall's coming up. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0 Braves lead it.
Wow, that's one of those hits, man, that gets you going right there.
Absolutely.
0-2, just beat it in the ground and use your speed.
And with Ozzy's speed, he knew right there when he hit that ball, there's no way they're throwing me out.
Looked like a track meet. He put his head down and just
gone.
So Scott has faced the requisite 3 hitters. In fact, he's faced 5, and he's given up a walk, 2 hits, and a run. And Don Mattingly will go ever deeper into his bullpen with a righty-righty matchup, we presume, with Adam Duvall coming up for Atlanta. The Braves have jumped on the Marlins. Single run in the 5th, single run here in the 6th inning. They enjoy a 2-0 lead in Game 2.
By Kaiser Permanente.
Ultra-modern Lone Depot Park in Miami looks a lot like the Starship Enterprise. This is a beautiful building, and they need it with the hot, humid, rainy weather in South Florida. The Braves enjoy a 2-0 lead as the Marlins are going to bring on Dylan Floro to get him out of this inning. Join the Braves as the Phillies come to Truist Park starting Monday. It's a 4-game series. That series is built by the Home Depot. On Thursday, the 26th, the first 15,000 fans will get a Freeze bobblehead presented by Racetrack. Get your tickets today at Braves.com/promos. Dylan Floro pitched last night. He worked a scoreless 8th inning.
Only the 2nd time this year that he's pitched in back-to-back days.
Well, hopefully the Braves can take advantage of that tonight.
Yep.
Sinker, changeup guy.
They do not want Adam Duvall to elevate the ball here. We'd like that to happen to extend this lead. The pitch from Floro is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. A 2-out home run by Contreras in the 5th. A leadoff walk to Acuna in the 6th. He stole 3rd, came home on Ozuna's hit. And with 2 outs, Ozzie Albies an infield knock. Braves have runners at 1st and 2nd.
How about that, Jeff? Started him out with a changeup. I guess it worked for Hernandez.
Yeah,
so.
right?
Swing and a miss.
Just a little bit too far up in the zone for Adam to get on top of that ball. It's one thing, Floro, when you watch him, it's not going to overpower you. It's not mid-90s. He really works both parts of the plate on these hitters.
Good leads at 1st and 2nd by Ozuna and Albies as Adam takes high. Long inning for the Atlanta offense. One would think Kyle Wright is done after 5 shutout innings. It was a struggle for Kyle, but boy, a great job to hold the Marlins offense at bay with 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he worked around a 1-out triple to keep the game tied. 2 balls and a strike. Adam fouled that away. It's 2-2. This is where Duvall has shined, as you know, with runners on base. The splits for Duvall are noteworthy. He's a .280 hitter with runners in scoring position, a .268 hitter with men aboard, 152 with nobody on. So you like your chances with a 2-2 count. We'll see how it works out. Floro ready. Here it is. And that's high. Dansby waits on deck.
Well, now what you like is runners going here, so a base hit, Ozuna's going to score easy, and a base hit that makes the outfielders go a little bit. Ozzie Albies might have a chance to score from first. Wash won't be afraid to send him.
If Duvall hits the ball in right center,
it might be an inside the park home run.
He could run forever. But hitting this guy's a problem. Dylan Floro. So the runners lead with a payoff pitch. Here she comes. And Duvall knuckles that into the seats off to our left. We'll try again.
It's a hard thing, though. Ball's a little bit in, but at only 91 as a hitter, you know that, BJ, you feel like I can get to that pitch, and it's tough to lay off. And again, we've seen some umpires here in the last week call some pitches borderline for strike 3, and as a hitter, it's tough to let that go.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that he's aggressive in that situation, not leaving it up to the umpire.
I'd like to see Adam hit a hard ground ball right at Jerry Meals, the second base umpire. With this 3-2 pitch, here it is. And he almost picked off Wash.
I was going to say
foul ground.
Went for the other guy in the infield.
Let's check out Wash's arm. Yep, he's loose. Perfect throw.
Floro staying in on Duvall. That was another pitch off the plate in.
Coming in. What point does he try to maybe throw that slider off the plate now?
The runners lead again. The payoff pitch. Here it is. Back our way. Good battle here. I'd imagine this is a tough relief assignment for Dylan Floro with these Braves right-hand hitters. His velocity is very similar to what Eliezer Hernandez threw. Even though it's a new pitcher, stuff looks kind of the same kind of velocity. So maybe not as big a disadvantage for Duvall facing a fresh arm in this big 6th inning spot. Runners lead again. Here it is. Line drive into left field. That ball is down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Ozzie will fly into third. He'll dive in safely. And Adam Duvall with a clutch 2-out hit brings home Marcell Ozuna, and the Braves extend the lead. It is 3-0.
One of Adam's best at bats of the year. You're talking about putting up a battle, fouling off a couple tough pitches. And Chip, you said it. Has his best at bats with people on base, and here's another chance for him. He was trying to come in. That one crept out right down Broadway. Adam gets a knock and a ribby.
And that's Floro's 9th pitch. That at bat. It's a good grinding at bat for Duvall, and man, he has to feel good about that.
So let's see if Dansby can drop the hammer right here. The Braves have scored twice in the inning. They lead 3-0. Now the Braves with 6 hits. Oh, what a rip. Strike 1. Dansby's made his presence felt with a couple of great plays defensively tonight. He's trying to extend his 3-game hitting streak. And the Braves, who started the night 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, are getting and taking advantage of those situations here in the 6th inning. Driven toward right field. But Avisail Garcia is going to track that down, and the Braves settled for 2 in the 6th inning. A good inning. Duvall, a big 2-out hit to extend the lead. It's 3-0 Braves. Well, it's time for the best coverage in the game. Our T-Mobile coverage cam. Kyle Wright started. Didn't have his A+ stuff, guys, but you have to be impressed with the fact that he grinded his way through 5 innings of 2 hits, scoreless, 6 strikeout baseball tonight.
Well, you heard Paul say it. Great pitchers are able to come back from a rough start. In the first 2 innings, he threw an awful lot of pitches. Didn't have a lot of command, but man, he bounced back. Something clicked in, Jeff, and he was fantastic.
Well, you go back to that first inning. Sanchez gets a knock there. It's 2-3-0 right out of the gate, but he was able to navigate through it, let the Braves offense go to work, and now Darren O'Day's coming on in the bottom 6 with a 3-0 lead. And you got Kenley Jansen well rested after not pitching last night. You got the pen set up the way you want it.
Garrett Cooper, the number 2 hitter for Miami tonight, has walked and grounded out. And O'Day's first is banged into the Marlins dugout. No balls and a strike for Cooper. So Kyle Wright stands to win his 4th game if the Braves can get the final 12 outs with this 3-run lead. And a base hit the other way against the shift. Garrett Cooper does it again to Atlanta. He's now 2 out of 3 in the series, and O'Day will face Soler.
I hate to say it, it doesn't even surprise me anymore when this guy gets a hit. He did a beautiful piece of hitting. When you got a sidearm guy like that, to me, that's the approach you have to take, and he was able to do it and got rewarded for it.
Soler reached on a force play. That was the excellent grab by Austin Riley. And then struck out against Kyle Wright in the 3rd. Braves hoping for a double play ball here. From the Marlins DH, Jorge Soler, ball 1. That's a little low, ball 2.
Soler coming over to Atlanta last year and working with Kevin Seitz has really changed his approach. He's been very patient. And to see him starting to get hot right now reminds you of when he came over last year.
2-0 pitch.
I think what was so impressive was, he hit 48 home runs in 2019, and he comes over, and what was so impressive to me is he got lots of walks. It's why they ended up putting him at leadoff. Not your prototypical leadoff hitter, but he was seeing the most pitches on the Braves last year, and again, you were happy for him that he got the deal that he did because of what he did in Atlanta last year.
2 balls and a strike. His deal is a unique one, if I'm correct with my memory.
Opt out after each year.
After each year.
Yeah. 3 for 36, I think 12, 12, 12 opt out after each year.
That's so common now. All these guys signing these new long-term deals get an opportunity to opt out.
Correa, I think, is the same way. He has a 3-year deal and opt out after each year.
What is he making, 30-something a year?
Yeah, I'm not opting out. I'm opting in.
That floats over but low, full count. Don't want to bring Garcia to the plate representing the tying run. The fans in Miami have the wave going.
Good crowd tonight.
Just shy of 10,000 here last night. As O'Day ready with a 3-2 pitch. And that's yanked foul again.
Caught a break. Soler swung at ball 4.
Yep. We can get Soler to roll over on one, get a double play.
Short lead at first for Cooper. Now O'Day ready with the payoff pitch.
Just a little bit out in front.
We are just shy of 1/4 of the way through the 2022 season. This is the 40th game of the year for the Braves. Trying to win number 19 tonight. They lead 3-0. The pitch. Hammered foul again.
Watch your lips down. That was a bullet.
Well, and this is where tough situation now for Darren. He's seen a bunch of pitches. He's seen that 2-seamer. He squared it up. That was your slider. He squared it up. You're almost going to have to make that perfect pitch on that outside part of the plate and try to get Soler to roll over.
But again, he's patient. If it's not a strike, he might take it for ball 4. Let's see what happens. That's in the dugout again. This duel continues. So he will see a 10th pitch.
I'm going up the ladder right here.
You better get it to the top rung. Fans on the concourse are waiting for Soler to deliver the pitch. Line drive into left center field. That's down for a base hit. That'll bang up against the wall. Cooper around second, on his way to third. They're going to wave him. Soler has doubled, and it's a 3-1 game. That was a big league at bat.
Well, again, the last 5-6 pitches of that at bat, BJ and Chip, he was all over. Fouled every pitch off hard, and right there he tried to go away a little bit. Soler's so strong. We saw him last night hit Strider at 99 down. Same thing, look at it, down in the zone.
Yeah, and that's why I say you got to go up in the zone against him. 3-2 count. He's fouled off everything. He's seen the ball low almost every pitch. He was locked in.
That was Cuban Heritage night. You think he wasn't going to get at least one hit? Right? It's like your bobblehead nights.
Supposed to do something good, right? So Soler with an RBI, 21 of those. He's in scoring position for Avisail Garcia, who has a single tonight. Back-to-back hits for Miami. Now a 3-1 game. Garcia represents the tying run.
How about Soler throwing the sword to our dugout?
Yeah. I have a feeling it was directed at Heredia.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
Tough start to the inning for Darren O'Day. Cooper with an opposite field hit. Soler, an 11 pitch at bat, doubled him home. And now a 1-0 count for the Marlins right fielder. Driven to right. Demerit on the run to the warning track into the corner, and he comes up with it. Runner's going to tag Soler. A productive out for Garcia. He flies out. Soler 90 feet away with one man down.
Just like I said last night, it's never easy against the Marlins.
No, Garcia can see just missed that. At the same time right now, you'll trade an out. They might go to the pen right here. I think they're going to look for a strikeout on Anderson.
So O'Day has faced the required 3 hitters, and Brian Snitker is on his way out, with the Marlins bringing the tying run to the plate. So O'Day faces 3 hitters. He retires but one of them, and the Braves go ever deeper into the pen. Jackson Stevens, the new hurler for the Braves. At the Coors Light Chop House seats. Good news, Braves country. Jeff has been spending his free time in Miami working on his spectacular tan. He will be fit, fiddle, looking bronzed and ready to go for the Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. Our coverage starts Thursday at 6:30 on Bally Sports Southeast and, of course, the Bally Sports app.
After all the working out, Chip, we're in peak condition.
Well, one of us is. As hopefully Jackson Stevens is in peak condition. He's got a bit of trouble here. Runner at third, 1 out. And he's in for one reason. That yellow line, 9 strikeouts in his last 8 innings over 5 games.
Yeah. O'Day was a righty-righty matchup still, but seeing how they got some 3 good at-bats on O'Day right here, you're going to bring Stevens in, hoping to get maybe a pop-up in the infield or, as you said, one of those Ks and keep this lead at 3-1.
So Stevens is around the plate. Anderson has been a little more patient tonight, but he's a very aggressive hitter too. We've seen that in this series. Let's see what gives here in the Marlins' 6th. He was aggressive, went right after it, fouled it to the right, strike one.
I really like what Stevens has brought to the table this year. A guy that nobody really seen. He came out of the Mexican League, and he's been pretty impressive. 5-pitch guy, 4-seamer, curveball, sinker, changeup, slider.
And he's coming right after Anderson. That one off his knuckles to the right. Now he's got him, Jeff, set up 0-2.
Well, and that's the pitch that he really sets the guys up to go to the strikeout. That's a nice 2-seamer running in on Anderson. Not a guy that throws 100, but 95 with that kind of sink feels like a bowling ball out there.
And the Marlins really struggled with runners in scoring position last night. They've struggled in that situation here tonight. But they do have a run, down 2. The 0-2 pitch. Driven to right. Long run to Merritt. That's near the pole. That ball is foul. Anderson hit that a long way, but couldn't keep it fair down the right field line, and he'll head back to the plate, still 0-2.
Drove that ball a long ways down there.
Yeah, he did for an 0-2 count.
Soler knows Anderson missed a game-tying homer by about 4 feet. Miami loaded the bases in the first, couldn't score. They had a 1-out triple in the 4th. Ran into a double play. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball struck him out. A big Ephus curveball. Wow, where did that come from? And Anderson didn't get it.
I don't know, but the perfect time to drop that hammer on him after nothing but 2-seamers in. Look at this thing.
Wow, he snapped that thing off really nice on the outer half of the plate.
What a beaut. Now right here you got that, but you got to bear down and get one more. Thing you love as a reliever coming in. Inherited runners. Right here you left one. Now you got a chance to pick up your teammate.
Stevens also 7 out of 8 in retiring first batters faced.
There's that curveball again. 77 on that one, the one he struck out Anderson at 76.
Well, it stands to reason. Sanchez, for all of his talent, has struggled with the breaking ball in this series.
Well, that triple down the right field line was an off-speed pitch, and he got to it. I don't think he was expecting another off-speed pitch from Stevenson.
Well,
right there.
if we've seen this series, the other hit he got off Morton last night, he chased him. BJ, Chip, they were both that curveball kind of down in the zone, back foot, where he could drop the bat. At anything out over the plate, away up, he hasn't been able to touch yet.
No balls, 2 strikes. Stevens way ahead of Jesus Sanchez. The pitch. Good block, Contreras. 1-2 the count. Stevens trying to bail out Darren O'Day. Right-hander ready. Here it is. Breaking ball popped up left side. That's curling into the stands. Good battle here in the Miami 6th inning. Pitch is taken high. It's 2-2. You got De La Cruz waiting next. drama in the Marlins half of this inning. Braves are trying to win their first road series. BJ.
Jeff, I think you challenge him with the fastball here.
Yeah, I mean, he just showed you he could just fouled off that curveball. I like the fastball up in the zone, running away from him.
Here we go. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Sanchez can't deliver. What a job by Stevens. He strikes out Anderson. He strikes out Sanchez. Soler left stranded at third. The Braves bend but don't break. They give up one but not the lead. And after 6, it's a 3-1 game. Braves are trying to get back towards 500 with a win tonight, and they'll take aim at Cody Poteet, who's been a starter for Miami this year. 9 games, 21 innings. Maybe a spot starter, I should say, for Poteet. Good work at home. He'll try to keep it 3-1 as the Braves come up with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Eric Gonzalez is going to take over for Rojas at shortstop.
Poteet throws a lot of changeups, 4-seam fastballs, sinkers, and sliders, but mostly changeups, Jeff.
William Contreras broke a scoreless deadlock with 2 outs in the 5th inning to snap an 0-for-11 streak, a line drive homer into the Braves bullpen. And Atlanta needed that for Kyle Wright, who went 5 scoreless innings in this game. So Contreras, Demerit, and Acuna are coming up. And Poteet misses high to the Braves catcher, 2-0.
Contreras tonight's been getting him some great hitters counts.
Yeah, being very patient.
Yeah.
And I like his new stance. He's just standing straight up.
Chilling.
He's relaxed. And that's a power swing.
It's like getting ready to try to hit one out. Yeah. It's like our alumni home run derby, right?
You guys need a rematch.
Well, we're 1-1. So
somebody's got to break the tie.
I agree.
Hey, I'm 55 now. I'm breaking down.
You keep going up every year. I love it.
Contreras takes a strike. It's 3-1. Poteet's out of UCLA. A 27th round pick, originally by the Nationals, didn't sign to play college ball, then was picked by the Marlins in the 4th round in 2015. So good work here at home in Miami. He'll try to keep it a 3-1 score as we've reached the late innings in game 2. Driven deep right field, Contreras. That one's got a chance. He's got another homer. Same spot. And look at Williams celebrate as he makes his way around the bases. 2 solo home runs for Contreras, and the Braves get that run back. It's 4-1.
Another Apo Taco, right center field. His power zone. Man, that's his second 2-run homer of the year.
Yeah, two homer game in Texas.
Yes.
2 off the bullpen there in left center. These 2, as you said, to right field tonight. And the whole add-on run on my 4 keys, they've been doing that, as you see. That's a fastball middle.
How about this kid? Not a lot of at-bats, but 6 home runs already this season.
So the Braves with 14 straight games hitting a home run. 2 solo shots tonight by their catcher, William Contreras, and Atlanta leads 4-1 again. on 7 hits. They've scored in each of the last 3 innings of the game. There's been nothing wrong with the Braves hitting the long ball. The only blemish, I guess, if you want to call it that, is that most of them have been solo shots. 35 of them, 35 of 50, have been solo homers. We'll take him any way we can get him as Demerit rolls toward third, and the peg to first will retire him for out number 1 in the 7th. Well, I love that opposite field approach from a right-hand hitter, Contreras.
3-2 count, being aggressive here. A pitch middle away, right into his power zone. Oppo Taco, this kid is strong, Jeff.
Yeah, Colin McHugh and Spencer Strider approved. Plays with a lot of emotion. And think about it, 3-1 runners on second and third and 1 out. About 5 minutes later, Steven shuts them down, and then instead of a 1-run lead, now you have a 3-run lead.
So demoralizing, isn't it?
Yep.
As Acuna is back up, he's been on base twice and has scored once. Was on base a lot last night. He's been on again 2 times. He scored 5 runs on this road trip. Again, Acuna as the designated hitter for the Braves. He will probably be the DH again tomorrow. And then when we get back to Atlanta, hopefully, Ronald will be good to go to play the outfield against the Phillies in that series, which starts on Monday. It's been a punishing night behind the plate. Remember, Jansen Visconti got a foul ball off his right knee with the second pitch of the game. Now Peyton Henry takes a shot to the mask, and he's sent to his backside.
That's why I never wanted to be a catcher.
No, I'm good in the outfield, right?
I'm surprised that more and more catchers don't wear the spring-loaded mask. Can't tell if that's the style that Henry uses. Obviously, it's a personal choice. I know Tyler Flowers, when he was with the Braves, was so instrumental in bringing that catcher's technology to help take some of the concussive force away from those foul balls to the mask.
Yeah, Flo's watching tonight. Send me a text. Let me know if that's the spring one. Good to see info.
And that just missed to Ronald. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's an area where baseball has really improved their sports medicine, the diagnosis of and the care of concussions, not just for catchers, but all the players on the field. The 1-2 pitch is struck out. Ronald Acuna. That was on the inside corner. Good pitch by Poteet. 1 in, 2 outs, and Matt Olson will be the hitter. When the Braves are done in this inning, we will send you to the stretch presented by Synovus. We'll talk about the great road trip Dansby Swanson has had, especially defensively. He made another great play here tonight. But 2 great offensive plays by Contreras, 2 solo homers. The offensive highlight for the Braves. Olson takes a strike. 16 doubles for Matt. There's a shot down the left field line. They're giving him that whole side of the infield to play with if he can guide a ball there. Tougher to do with 2 strikes now.
Petit pitched Ronald tough there. Change up away that could have maybe been strike 3, and then he came back and painted the inside corner on him.
The 0-2 is pulled on the ground at first. And that'll take care of Matt Olson and the Braves. But a leadoff homer from Wilson Contreras gives the Braves a 4-1 lead as we send you to the stretch at Game 2 in Miami. A leadoff homer in the 7th. William Contreras. 4-1 is your score. Jackson Stevens back to work. And he will face the lower third for the Marlins offense.
Yeah, I like it. After Minter, Smith, Strider all worked last night, why not bring Stevens back out, try to get him through the 7th? You can set yourself up in the 8th, maybe with the Minter Jansen.
And multiple innings aren't a problem for him. He's worked 3 innings once. That was on May 1st. His last outing was 2 innings against San Diego on the 15th. Think about that. He hasn't pitched in about a week, and he came in and got 2 huge strikeouts to end a Miami threat. First pitch, high hop on 1 bounce off the bat of De La Cruz, and that takes care of him to start the bottom of the 7th.
But what a pickup by Alex Anthopoulos. This guy was playing in the Mexican League, and you saw the talent in him. You bring him in, and he's been huge, guys. He's been giving us innings. Even in blowout games, he would come in and give us 2-3 innings. But now you know you can put him in tough situations, and he's going to deliver, and that's huge.
Well, you think about it, it's a little bit like Matzik and the fact that for him, how's he going to be nervous? He was in the Mexican League pitching, and all of a sudden he's out here. What do I have to lose?
That's
and
right.
He's a guy that's pitched like it. And Snitke says, as long as he does this, I'm going to give him some important innings.
This is Eric Gonzalez, who just checked in to play shortstop. Bertie, it really is an amazing story and proof positive. If you pitch well, somebody's going to find you.
You're absolutely right, and shout out to both he and Matzik's wives who encouraged them to keep playing the game. It wasn't an easy road. And Stevens said when Tyler Matzik went down, he said, it's a challenge to all of us. I'm ready for it. He said, I'm ready to throw 1 hitter, 1 inning, 3 innings. I don't care. Just give me the ball. So I love his mental attitude, not just his stuff as well.
3 hitters faced, 3 outs, 2 of them via strikeout as Eric Gonzalez. Get our first look at him. He was called up from AAA on May the 8th. All he did was hit .392 with 13 RBIs with the Jumbo Shrimp. And Stevens missed badly there for a full count. And we're told that Rojas left the game because of a tight left calf.
That's what happens when you get old.
But what an opportunity for a young kid like Gonzalez.
Broken bat, roller hit towards short. Dansby's got that long throw, and Olsen dug that out. 2 away.
Dansby's defense has been unbelievable. The way he can come up and make that throw on a run across his body, he makes it look so easy.
One thing I'll say this, our infield does such a good job of that Wash preaches is exactly what you said, coming to get the ball. Eliminating the extra hop. It'll give you an extra second to set yourself to throw. And like anything, it helps you. And that momentum's going forward. It's a lot easier to throw.
So Peyton Henry is the final hope for the Marlins in the 7th. And did you get word from Tyler Flowers about Henry's mask?
Yeah, Henry's mask was not the one Tyler and his people make. Doesn't have the spring. Hence why he felt it, apparently.
Absolutely right. It's not something you can actually practice, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, just grab a bat and smash me in the face with it. Get used to the concussion. See if the springs work.
I like it. Flo still watching the Braves play right now.
Now, what else is Flo going to do on Saturday night?
No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs.
You'll probably get another text on that comment.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Peyton Henry has walked and struck out. He's down to his last strike. Here she comes. And 1-2. And the Braves in this stretch of 29 straight games against sub-500 teams. Not saying it's going to be easy, but this is the time for Atlanta to make its move. Get back to 500, get above 500, we hope, and get back above 500 against the division. After our game tonight, you've got Alcantara and Anderson tomorrow, then 4 with the Phillies, then Miami comes right back to Atlanta next weekend. And now 3-2 for Peyton Henry with Jazz Chisholm waiting next.
And get him back to 3-2 right here. You got the 9th hole hitter up. Throw that heavy sinker in there. Let him hit it in the ground.
Don't walk him. But he lost him up and away, and a 2-out free pass, the first blemish for Stevens. And now you do have to face Chisholm, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
That's 2 walks for Henry tonight.
So he's aboard in front of Chisholm, who's 0 for 3. Chisholm did not originally come up with the Marlins. Don't you love baseball trades that help both teams? The Marlins traded Zach Gallen to Arizona to get Jazz Chisholm. And both of those young stars are really helping their clubs. Gallen, a terrific pitcher. This one on the ground into the shift. Ozzy's got that. Pegged to first in time, and what a job by Jackson Stevens. He faces 6 hitters, retires 5 of them, and preserves a 4-1 lead heading to the 8th. That's something to look out for tonight. Your words were prophetic.
We talked about it. I love to see Ozuna get his 4th in a row, but man, the home runs just keep coming. You see Darno last night getting it done, but this guy right here, Contreras, he goes out for Taco not once, but twice tonight to keep that home run streak going. And let's take a look at the StatCast 3D. Balls are flying all over the place. Last night, left field line, and tonight, Contreras going right center field with 2 home runs. 5 over the last 2 days, guys.
Don't you love it when power hitters are line to line, guys?
Yes.
That's great. I mean, look, got 2 hits with runners in scoring position tonight, too. A little different ball. And then, of course, like BJ said, 5 home runs this series. Bringing the lumber.
But you talked about it. Add-on runs, so important. Good to see us. Well, not good to give up a run, but we came right back and scored 1. So that's huge for the Braves.
So Marcell Ozuna will lead off for Atlanta. Ozuna with a big run-scoring hit in the 6th inning. He scored Ronald Acuna Jr. from third base.
And hopefully that's just a positive sign, because, you know, Jeff and I were saying, in those situations, we just haven't been getting it done. We haven't sacrificed our swing and go the other way, but to see Ozuna do that, I hope it rubs off on the team.
Yeah, it's good to see. You know, his first at bat, we didn't see that. Or sorry, second at bat when Olsen hit the double, and he comes back to third at bat, makes an adjustment, and gets a single on an RBI.
No balls, 2 strikes. And that's taken low. Braves have been so good this year protecting leads late. They're 16-1 when leading after 7 innings. The Marlins have not come back to win a game. They've trailed after 7 yet this year. So that's trending in the right direction for the Braves, who enjoy a 4-1 lead in the 8th. Sharply hit, but into the shift, and right at Jazz Chisholm. And a perfect throw for out number 1. Let's enjoy a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Base is empty for Austin Riley, who is 0 for 3. He's hit the ball in the air in the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th innings. Swing and a high fly ball to left field. Pretty well hit, but to the warning track, and onto it goes De La Cruz. Riley tried to ambush him and just missed, and is out number 2.
Man, did he just miss this ball. I think just got in on him a little bit. 92 off the bat.
Love to see Riley get going.
Yeah.
0 for 8 here in Miami. He did get a walk yesterday, though.
Ozzie Albies with 2 outs. And that's into the crowd of 13,264 in Miami this evening. In the Marlins 8th, they'll have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up. Saw A.J. Minter warming in the Braves bullpen. As Jeff said, Kenley Jansen should be good to go tonight, too. 0-1. Ozzie has the whole left side of the infield to play with. If he squared around and just pushed a bunt toward third base, he might get a double. Instead, he pulls it to the right side, and Chisholm can't flag it down. It worked out for Albies, who has his second hit. That one sharply struck after an infield hit last time up.
Well, you got the infield hit, got that. Maybe that will get Ozzie going, headed in the right direction. Like I said, that's the thing you kind of want with the schedule the Braves have coming up. As you see right here, stays back on that ball. One of the first we've seen him not be out front on. It's a perfect time for this offense to get clicking together right now with the schedule they have coming up and the opportunity.
And this guy right here, RBI single his last at bat. Great sign for the Braves. Hopefully we can get Adam swinging a hot bat.
That RBI, his 16th of the year. It's taken high for the Atlanta center fielder. Adam Duvall, 1 ball, no strikes. Braves try to take a 3-games-to-2 season series lead over the Marlins this year. They took 11 out of 19 against them last year. And if the Braves can get 6 more outs, they would win their first road series of the year in a place they've had a lot of good luck. Lone Depot Park, where Atlanta's won 7 of their last 8 head-to-head with the Fish. Ozzie's running. The pitch a strike. The throw to second is on the money. Ozzie Albies is tagged out and thrown out. Nice throw from Peyton Henry. Ozzie Albies gunned down. Braves out of luck in the 8th. Let's see if Atlanta takes a look here at second base. Walt Weiss wants confirmation from Braden Schlehuber and replay center for Atlanta. The Braves will not challenge the call, and that sends us to the bottom of the 8th inning. Atlanta leads the Marlins in game 2. It's a 4-1 score. Tonight, Kyle Wright with 5 shutout innings. How about Jackson Stevens' great work in relief with the game on the line? He's our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. Jackson Stevens, look at that big curveball.
Just what this team needed at the right time. Kyle Wright to preserve his victory, hopefully tonight, comes through big.
And Luke Jackson's watching. The 2-armed Jackson. Luke coming back from Tommy John surgery. Luke, hope you're doing well. Hope the recovery's going well. Can't wait to see you when we get back home on Monday. So A.J. Minter to work for the Braves. He'll face the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Marlins, starting with Garrett Cooper. He's the only Marlin to score tonight. And a line drive to left. And a base hit on the first pitch. You almost feel like whoever's catching ought to just walk up like Kevin Costner and Bull Durham and just say fastball and see if he misses. Right?
If you're AJ Smart, you saved a bunch of pitches. Just let him get on and not get a double play. Last night he hit a double off AJ down the left field line on a cutter end.
Yep.
This time he bum rush fastball.
The only hit A.J. allowed in a scoreless inning. He struck out a pair of men. As Jorge Soler bats and takes A little low. Soler has a run-scoring double. It was a great at-bat against Darren O'Day. 11 pitches. And that double brought home Garrett Cooper in the 6th inning for the lone Marlins run. One-0 pitch. Sharply hit into left. Back-to-back hits. And now the Marlins will bring the tying run to the plate. Ozuna boxes that ball in left. He'll fire it in quickly to second to keep a double play in order, but the error will allow Cooper to go second to third.
That's what you don't want to happen late in the ball game.
And right here too, with where the ball was, Marcell had plenty of time. At no point was Cooper going to go to third until he saw the bobble.
So the tying run is in the batter's box. It's Avisail Garcia. Garcia's 0 for 2 in his career against AJ. The Braves will give up a run for double play ball here. As that's off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Braves bullpen has a very different composition, as you know. We just saw Luke Jackson out with Tommy John surgery. Right now, Tyler Matzik on the shelf with a sore shoulder. So some other guys are going to pitch in some higher leverage spots than perhaps they're used to. We'll see how it works out. Winter's got an 8th inning jam to work his way through. The pitch is found at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. As good as the Braves starting pitching has been, and it was again tonight, every inning you can get from your starters during this next 2.5 weeks, fellas, is going to be awfully important. The Braves have a stretch of 17 straight games without a day off. And tonight, Kyle Wright went 5. 4-1 game, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was a little shy. I thought you could have maybe thrown Kyle out there and tried to get him through the 6th. How many pitches did he have? I think still in high 80s. I don't think he had hit 90 yet.
Yeah, but it was such a long inning offensively in that 6th inning. We stayed up. What did we go through? 8 hitters. So it was a long break. 7 hitters.
Yeah.
70 pitches.
And stressful ones.
Yes.
2-1 pitch is bounced off his foot. That'll hobble Garcia. And he'll head back to the box with a 2-2 count. Bet you I can guess where he's going again with this pitch.
You got to go back in there.
Yeah, no, Kyle Wright had 91 pitches. I thought Hernandez was 70 pitches.
Yeah, so 91 in 5 innings.
Yeah.
With a lot of traffic. And of those pitches, 30 came in the 1st inning.
Yeah, well, and that was the only reason I kept saying was I felt like he was getting better as the game went on. But it was a long top of the 6th.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Now it's full. Nothing is ever easy in a major league game. The Braves pitched out of a bases loaded jam in the 1st. Minter hopes to avoid a bases loaded jam here. Pitch of decision coming for Avisail Garcia. And here it is. He got him to chase it. Garcia swings and misses. Big pitch by Minter. There's out number 1.
We think this whole series so far, these Braves pitchers have been able to get out of jams. You talked about Kyle Wright in the 1st inning, Jackson Stevens in the bottom of the 6th. And now here, big strikeout for Minter to get your 1st out. Like you said, here now, you look at take a fly ball and trade a sac fly for an out here and slam the door on him.
Marlins are 0 for 6 with a runner in scoring position after going, what, 1 for 11 last night? Now you're a double play away from getting out of this jam. Anderson's 0 for 2 with a walk. Beware the 1st pitch. Strike one. That is another wonderful weapon for A.J. Minter. That changeup, that off-speed stuff, his ability to change speeds with that cutter really varies his arsenal.
And that was a smart pitch because you can tell he was committed to swinging that first pitch. He saw Gary Cooper get that first fastball, knock it out there for a single.
On the ground, left side. Dansby's got it. Second base one. Atlanta will settle for that. A run is in. Anderson put it in play. The Braves get the force at second. Cooper scores for the second time tonight. Soler is forced out. Runner at first, 2 away, and Sanchez coming up.
Well, a great job by Dansby here. Watch him get rid of the ball quick, knowing that he's got no chance to get Anderson at first. He gets rid of it to Ozzie quick.
That ball's hit 3 feet to the left of where he ended up. You might get 2 out of it.
Yeah.
So that was perfectly placed. The Braves trade the run for the out. And it looks like Jesus Aguilar is going to come on and pinch it for Sanchez. The Marlins don't like the lefty-lefty matchup here. Aguilar was originally in the lineup tonight, but was taken down, I'd say an hour and a half before first pitch. Aguilar got the start here last night and a couple of hits and scored a run. And in his career against A.J. Minter, he's 1 for 5 that hit a home run. He represents the tying tally at the plate. Miami down to its last out in the 8th inning as it's Minter versus Aguilar. Riley right on the line at third base. Dansby tries to plug the hole between the second base bag and the third baseman on the left side. The pitch. Just missed, ball 1.
Another reason it's so big here. If you can get Aguilar, then you set Kenley Jansen up for the bottom 3 in the 9th inning.
A 4-2 game.
Remember that back foot slider. He got Contreras.
Yeah, whose foot did it get? Might have got the Braves catcher.
Yep. I think Will Smith struck out Aguilar last night in the 9th on nothing but that pitch right there. Kept going to it. You can see Minter going straight to it.
Good sequence. Showed him that fastball down and away for a ball, and he comes back in there with that curveball.
Even count for the pinch hitter, Jesus Aguilar. And him reaching a little roller. Riley hugging the line. Gathers and fires, and Minter gets him out of the 8th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. To the 9th we go. The Braves enjoy a 4-2 lead.
We go to the 9th, 4-2 at the Fish Tank. New right-hander Tommy Nance on here to pitch the 9th. Before we get to the action, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody.
Ronald Acuna Jr. relaxing as we head to the 9th inning.
Yeah, hopefully he gets up this inning.
Yeah, that would be good. For a new pitcher is on for the Marlins. That is right-hander Tommy Nance, whom the Marlins claimed from the Chicago Cubs in late March.
You're going to get a steady diet of curveballs. 55, almost 56% curveballs. 38% sinkers. You might catch a slider once in a while. But I'm sitting on a curveball, Jeff.
Why not?
So a steady diet of curveball. Sounds like Nance is going to be a future TV producer as we head to the 9th in a 4-2 game. Am I seeing who I'm seeing play third base for the Marlins?
Well, I don't know many other guys that are that big.
Yep. Jesus Aguilar is playing third. There are your defensive changes.
He's an athlete, man. I love him.
Adam?
He runs well. Let's not say athlete, okay?
Late on a bunt.
You're an athlete, BJ. He moves well for a big man. How's that?
Hey, if you can play first base, you can play third base. Especially if you got an arm.
Dimitri Young, remember him?
Yeah.
The meat hook. You got him at third.
Pretty good. That's an inside corner strike. Albert Pujols, third baseman. First baseman Austin Riley has done both for the Braves. And remember, a couple of years ago, Freddie Freeman actually played third base for a handful of games when we had Matt Adams.
That's right.
3-1 count for Adam Duvall. The pitch. There's that curveball, and it missed high, and the Braves looking for some ninth inning insurance. One aboard in a 4-2 game. Dansby Swanson the hitter, but first a quick message from Marietta Toyota.
In Marietta, businesses come and go, and some remain and grow. Visit us at MariettaToyota.com to learn why it's always better in Marietta.
Dansby deserves a hit tonight. He's 0 for 3, but boy, he's played another great game at shortstop. Kenley Jansen will have the lower third for the Marlins in the bottom of the ninth inning. Braves lead it 4-2. There's that curveball, and he went right with it. Beautiful piece of hitting. Around second, streaking toward third is Duvall.
Now that's good base running right there. Adam Duvall, he hits it the other way. Didn't hit it that hard. He was committed right from the start to get to third base. Good piece of hitting by Dansby there. You know you're going to get a steady diet of curveballs. Why not have a game plan to hit it the other way? That's exactly what he did.
Absolutely. There's some guys that when you match up like that, BJ, it's a perfect way to get a single, set up first and third. And in a 4-2 game, you know, 1 or 2 more runs would feel a lot better for Brian Snitker. And I know Rick Kranitz going to the ninth.
And how about Contreras? Could hit his third home run for tonight. How nice would that be? Been on base every time. 2 for 2 with a walk.
Four RBI game on May the 8th for William. He's got 2 tonight thanks to those solo home runs. At 4 RBIs, his big league high for a single game. Pop up foul into the stands. Let's see who catches this one. Hey, a fan from Key West, Florida made the play.
One of your favorite spots.
Love it. Great spot. One ball, 1 strike. Stick around for Braves Live post game. Lauren Jabara will anchor our coverage, hopefully after the Braves win this game and win this series. Runner at first, Swanson goes. Pitch is low. The throw to second is way late. Now a hit gets you 2. Dansby's been an opportunistic base stealer. He's 5 for 5.
Great jump by Dansby there. I love the aggressiveness, getting over to second base.
Staying out of that double play.
That's right.
Big leg kick, too, helped him pick up an extra step or 2. Now the infield comes in for Miami with nobody out. Contreras ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike.
Great approach by Contreras, and now he's taken.
He's gotten to a 3-ball count.
Yeah.
All 4 at bats tonight.
Not swinging at any pitch out of the zone.
So again, BJ, you said Nance features that curveball almost 60% of the time. Is he going to throw it behind here? 3 balls and a strike.
Well, he's not throwing that fastball for a strike, so that might be his best pitch in this situation.
On the ground. That won't advance the runners. Contreras is retired. 4-out number 1. So the Braves hit it right to the shortstop. Gonzalez made that play. And now Travis Demeritte is coming up. See if Travis can do something to get him going at the plate. He's 0 for his last 25, but in this spot, hit a fly ball, you get an RBI.
Something productive.
Yeah.
Something gets you moving in the right direction. No outs right there. You're not going on contact. Now with 1 out, I would imagine that same ground ball, you'll see Adam Duvall going on contact.
4-2 Braves lead. Looking for a back-breaking blow from Demeritte, perhaps.
He needs a hit in a big way. Really struggling at the plate right now.
One ball, no strikes. And Henry's out to talk about that pitch's location. Nance got away with 1 there. It's an even count.
Either that or they got crossed up.
But that's the pitch you want to drive. You know, and Jeff, you know, in this situation, yeah, he got first base open. He doesn't want to throw you anything perfect. So you got to have that mindset that I got to drive this run in the other way.
Well,
keep my hands in.
Shorten the swing right here.
Yep.
All you got to do is play pepper, and you got a chance, like you said, to get a hit, 2 RBIs, fly ball, RBI. Put the ball in play.
Second and third, 1 out for Demeritte. The pitch. Nothing wrong with that heater, but he couldn't connect.
Well, the swing is just too long right now. He has to shorten up, like you said, Jeff. Short and quick.
Right here, Don Manning was hoping for that strikeout, because then you would see Ronald get intentionally walked, I would imagine.
1-2 count. That was close. Good take, evens it up. That would be an interesting thing to ponder. You've got Acuna, a right-hand hitter. Olson's a lefty.
I don't think you ponder much with that.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Up the middle. Flagged down by the pitcher, Nance. Now they've got Duvall in a rundown. Dansby will take third. Demeritte on his way to second, and Duvall is tagged near the plate. So as you said, Jeff, on contact, you try to streak home from third. Sadly, Nance flagged this one down before it crept up the middle. One, 2-5-1, the put out of Duvall.
And here it comes. He made him sweat for a second, but I just saw Don Mattingly look with the 4 fingers.
Pick your poison right here.
Long meeting. Jansen Visconti out to break that up.
If you saw Matt swinging the bat like he did earlier in the season, I think it would be more of a decision right here. But I think with Ronald, it's a tough one.
Yep, and Ronald's upset in a fun way. He wants to swing the bat, of course. Instead, the Marlins will take the bat out of his hands. He'll walk for a second time in the game to load him up. And now it will be Matt Olson versus Nance with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
These are the situations I love, because when they intentionally walk somebody before me, it puts a chip on my shoulder. Somebody has to pay for that one.
Well, that's a chance for Matt Olson to bust this thing
right,
open.
Exactly.
Base hit scores 2, a gapper scores 3.
So the base is full, 2 out. Breaking ball popped up, foul behind the plate. That's going to creep over the netting. Foul. It's strike one. Wilson drove a ball to the fence in the fourth inning. 4 career grand slams, as you see. But he's down a quick strike here in the 9th inning. Plenty of speed aboard for Olson and the Braves, who've put together 9 hits tonight. The pitch. Inside corner strike. Olson didn't think so. It's 0-2. A Brave at every base, and the 0-2 pitch. Take one to the backstop too. That wouldn't hurt.
Right now, any way you can get one.
Yep. Walk, single, ground out. Fielder's choice, intentional walk. That's the inning for Atlanta. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swanson, Demerit, and Ronald Acuna lead from their bases. The pitch. And Olson swings and misses. And that sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen on to protect a 4-2 Atlanta lead.
GMC Sierra heavy-duty truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Hey, there's the home run sculpture now outside Lone Depot Park. The Braves are the folks that have homered tonight. 2 of them from Contreras. 4-2 is your score as we get set to preview tomorrow's series wrap-up. Let's go inside the numbers, guys, brought to you by Hyundai. Good matchup.
Yeah, 2 guys that have been pitching pretty darn good lately. Sandy Alcantara, the tall righty, and of course Ian Anderson really starting to hit his stride.
Alcantara, though, this guy's been so consistent for the Marlins, keeping those guys in the game, but just have tough luck. But the Braves seem to step up when they face this guy.
Yeah, they do. Anderson last 6 starts, 3-1 with a 2.7.
Kenley Jansen, 9 out of 10 in saves. An asterisk on that blown save in Milwaukee. You might recall a fan jumped onto the field up at American Family Field, really disrupted his pre-inning routine. And once the security folks in Milwaukee got that fan escorted to the clink, Kenley Jansen
to the slammer.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen walked the leadoff man, and the Brewers forced extra innings.
What slow reaction time by the security. This guy ran all over the field, ran by Jansen and everybody. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, he walked up to Jace Peterson and tried to get him to high five.
They probably, when Brewers go on the road, they're going to have some practice doing that.
Brian De La Cruz leads off for the Marlins, who trail by 2 runs. De La Cruz is 0 for 3 tonight. That's popped up right side. Long run Demerit. He won't have a play. The Braves made a defensive change. Guillermo Heredia has taken over for Marcell Ozuna in left field. So the Braves outfield, Heredia, Duvall, and Demerit left to right.
Marcel's becoming like the modern day Pat Burrell.
That's right.
7-8 innings and hit the showers.
Ozuna had a big RBI hit tonight, as Kenley's ahead 0-2. And no chase that time from De La Cruz, the Marlins center fielder now. He started the game in left. Gonzalez and Henry expected to follow, but they have Jacob Stallings available too if needed. We'll see how it plays out. Right-hander ready. Here it is off the end of the bat.
That's such great movement on that cutter. It's just so nasty. And you know it's coming.
Well, and he does a good job of some down in the zone, some right up.
And one right down the middle, and De La Cruz couldn't pull the trigger. So a good start for Kenley in the 9th inning. Strike 3 called, 1 out.
I don't know what you're looking for right here, but cannot take that pitch down the middle. Cunha, Arcia having fun. They're feeling good about Jansen right now.
Should. He's had a great year and a couple days off now.
Eric Gonzalez has grounded out in his lone trip to the plate. Remember, Rojas left with some calf problems. This is not Gonzalez's first time in the major leagues. He's played 336 big league games. Last with the Pirates and the Indians. And that's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. But you hit 392 at AAA, that's going to open some eyes, and that's exactly what this young man did. The Braves swing way around toward right in the outfield against Gonzalez. And Jansen's pitch. He went around. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Kyle Wright stands to win this game with 5 shutout innings. O'Day, Stevens, Minter, and now Kenley Jansen have followed for Atlanta. Braves got their offense in the middle innings tonight, all 4 runs. As that paints the inside corner. And Gonzalez has a word with Jansen Visconti. A floater from Kenley, 2nd strikeout, and the Braves are not away from a series win.
I don't know what words you're going to have with him when you're a young player coming up and a pitch that close. You got to be swinging.
Well, what's so hard about Jansen and why he probably thought that ball was a lot farther in is, as a hitter, everything's kind of that cutter way, so you get leaning. So all of a sudden when you see something, I think it's the same reason he got De La Cruz looking. It was kind of on the inner half of the plate. They shut down.
Jacob Stallings, the pinch hitter. And the final hope for the Marlins in the 9th. Want to get him out. You don't want to face Jazz Chisholm, who would represent the tying run. We saw Stallings last night. He was 0 for 4. Braves fans here in Miami making some noise in the 9th with a 4-2 lead. Didn't mean to. There's a break. 1 ball, 1 strike. What goes through the mind of even an accomplished major league player when they're facing a potential Hall of Fame pitcher?
Better be locked in. That's what.
Well, you could see Stallings' look on his face like, how am I going to make something happen against Kenley Jansen?
And in a 2-run game, Stallings, his whole thing is all you're trying to do is find any way you can on the base to bring Chisholm up with the tying run. And if you're Kenley Jansen, on the other hand, this is the guy you want to finish the game off with.
And as a hitter, you're thinking, I just want to put it in play, shorten up my swing. I'm not going to hit a home run against the guy. We're not going to win the game with a solo shot.
Stallings slightly choked up the 2-1 pitch. Ooh, pretty good pitch. Didn't get the call. Now it's 3-1. Target was high. The pitch came over a little low.
Wasn't received great either to give that umpire a good look.
The 3-1. He lost him. That's good at bat by Stallings. And now you do have to deal with Jazz Chisholm, who is 0 for 4 tonight, 0 for 8 in the series.
Wow, that ninth batter today has been on base 3 times, 3 walks. Unbelievable.
And all by catchers. So Chisholm who's barely out of the top 9 in RBIs in the major leagues, has 27 of them. He also has 7 homers. Braves play him as a dead pull hitter on the infield. 4-2 game.
See Contreras telling him away, away, away.
That's exactly where he put it.
Right here, if you're going to come in on Chisholm, it better be in off the plate. He injure himself? Look at him, he's limping. He's holding that knee.
Remember earlier in the game, had a bang-bang play in the 8th inning. Ozzie Albies sliding hard in at second base. That left leg right across the left knee spiked him. And Chisholm limped off, and after that swing, it started barking against the Marlins infielder. No balls and a strike. And he's not right.
He's definitely hurt, and when you see him like that, Jansen's going to go right back up there with that heater again.
It looked like he added a little velocity on that fastball up in the zone.
Well, you guys saw that early in the game. That's where Kyle Wright went to get him in the first inning. That letter high fastball. Kenley way ahead. The Braves a strike away. The pitch. Little roller slowly hit. Charging. Glove flip. Chisholm beats it out. And he hobbles down the line. Helmet off. Jazz Chisholm's hurting. But he legs out a slow roller with an infield hit. And the Marlins have 2 on, 2 out, and Garrett Cooper, the Braves killer's coming up. There's an old saying in sports, be hurt after the play is over, and Chisholm busting down the line beats the wrap. And you can tell he couldn't decelerate. He had to just take the foot off the accelerator and come to a slow rolling stop. So he's aboard. Marlins not dead yet in the 9th inning, and Cooper's coming up. Question is, will Chisholm be able to continue?
Looked all right running down the first.
And when you smell a hit,
that's what I'm saying.
What kind of injury you have, you're going to get down that line.
So can the Braves find a way to retire Garrett Cooper, who's 2 for 3 again tonight? Cooper is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Jansen. Game on the line. Braves by 2. And it missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. And the importance of that walk and that hit piles up the pitches for Kenley Jansen. Day game tomorrow. Braves in the midst of 17 in a row without a day off. 1-0 pitch. Right down Broadway. Cooper thought that was high.
I think Cooper had a reason.
Yeah.
Big change in the count from 2-0 to 1-1. That's served, and a fair ball. It kissed the chalk. 1 run is in. Chisholm on his way to third. He's going to stumble at the third base bag. Tell you what, the Braves may want to take a look at something at third base. Al Pedrique, their third base coach, very nearly made contact with Stallings coming around third base. I don't know if he touched him or not, but they might want to take a look. But Garrett Cooper with a soft single down the right field line brings home the third Marlins run.
I mean, he blew him up, exactly what you wanted to do, and the ball kissed the chalk.
I mean, Garrett Cooper got his hands in on a nasty cutter. Just a good piece of hitting. And we talk about shortening your swing, not trying to hit a home run. Great job.
Yeah, I don't think he did touch the base runner coming home. That's a no-no, obviously. So now it gets real dicey. You have a one-run lead. You've got a fast runner at third. Anything in the dirt, you got to knock it down. But first, you got to get Soler. Strike one. You're in a spot now where a hit could win the game for Miami. A two-out walk to Jacob Stallings got this rally started. Chisholm an infield hit. Cooper a soft double. Strike two at the knees.
Now this right here with first base open and Garcia on deck. BJ, we were looking at each other, but this is where you trust your closer. Who do you want?
Yeah.
Who do you feel better? You got over 350 saves, and I think he feels better with the matchup with Soler. Garcia, as we've seen, does a good job of driving that ball to right field.
He's struggling so bad, though. I would take my chances on Garcia.
0-2 pitch ends the game.
Great
Kenley
job,
Jansen.
He liked that matchup.
The Braves win the series. They win the game 4-3. Yet another one-run loss for the Marlins. Atlanta makes a winner of Kyle Wright as Kenley Jansen with 3 straight pitches strikes out Jorge Soler. BJ with runners at second and third and 2 outs in the ninth.
That shows why he's going to be a Hall of Famer, attacking one of the best hitters in that lineup, going right at him. But give the Braves a lot of credit. You said it, Jeff, before the game, add on runs late. And that's exactly what they did. Contreras, 2 home runs, big day for him. Way to hold on, Braves.
Look, you go into that top of the ninth, you really wish to get a run or 2 there to make it a little easier for you. But at the end of the day, Kenley Jansen made the pitch when he had to. Got a bad break. Made a beautiful pitch on Cooper, who hit the line. But at the end of the day, as Birdie said on the open, you can't win. You got to win them game 1 and game 2 to have a chance to sweep.
And the Braves have exactly that tomorrow with Ian Anderson taking the mound against Sandy Alcantara. Our coverage will start at 1 o'clock Eastern on Valley Sports Southeast. Hey, the Braves have their first road series win. How about a sweep? We'll see if we can get it tomorrow. We can't wait to join you here in South Florida. For Paul Bird, Brian Jordan, Jeff Rancour, and our great crew, I'm Chip Carey. Braves Live presented by Xfinity is next.